Yo, what up, fools? What is going down? Welcome in the most underrated podcast. You already know the homie Dow Palantonio chilling with me, my man Jalal, the producer. And we have a hell of a show for you guys. Man, I was just looking through the notes and the rundown, and there is a lot of shit in there. Tons of topics, tons of show, tons of life updates, things we need to go over with you guys, man. So welcome in. Welcome in, everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for sliding through and participating. Dow, Jalal, what up, fellas? How you guys doing?
Hanging by a moment, dog. Hanging by a mother effing moment. No life house.
Jeez. You, Jalal, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Haven't eaten or drank for quite some time. So.
Yeah. Let me hit that really quick. How's the Ramadan going?
It's going good, man. It's definitely a different experience.
When did this start? When did it start? What day?
Well, it officially started as we were ending the last podcast because it starts at sunset. So the first day was Friday was the first day. And sun up to sundown, no food or drink. So it's been cool. It's been different because, we're not really going out, not going to the mosque, not, just stuck at home, but it gives you kind of an opportunity to focus on really what it's about, the spiritual aspect of it and just reconnecting. So it's been good.
That's so dope. Along with not eating or not drinking, people give up other vices as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, pretty much like all of the
smoking, things, you were saying, like
smoking, sexual things, even, with your partner, like during your fast, you're not supposed to engage in any type of sexual activity.
Sun up to sundown is the
sun
up
to sundown. Yeah.
How do you find you're eating more? Do you find it harder because you're stuck at home? Like you're not working, you're not busy, or are you intentionally like, all right, I need to keep myself busy and keep this off my mind?
What you mean, like at night?
No, during the day, like you're chilling at home all day. Normally you'd be out working, right?
Yeah.
So is it harder just being home all day, not eating, not just like grabbing snacks and shit?
So that's what I was saying. The challenge is that like normally you have stuff to do, you're running around, you're just kind of stuck at home. But the point is you're supposed to kind of do more prayer, do more, reading Quran, things like that. So just try to focus on stuff like that. But I've still been keeping busy with like work stuff. So I got some things I'm working on, which I'll share with you guys as soon as I feel like it's ready to be presented. But been working, man.
Dope. What about you, Dal? You been getting out at all? Been doing anything?
Yeah, man. Well, yes and no. So no, I really haven't. Today I ventured out a little bit, but let me go back to kind of show you what my weekend looked like. So I've devoted a lot of time to Robin, which is good. Her and I have connected pretty well throughout this, all things considered, because we were pretty up and down, and we've been pretty up and down for quite some time. But through counseling and through just dedication, we've gotten better. But with this circumstance, nobody planned for this. Nobody planned for a pandemic, for God's sakes, that locks you in and forces you to work on things even more than what you had. Changes your whole world for sure. But I devoted a lot of time to Robin this weekend. So, we had remodeled the kitchen a while back. So we kind of finished a little bit more of that. We still got to do some trim stuff in that kitchen. But, we had some work done where they put in some new lights, some new fixtures. And because of that, they had to, drywall and patch and finish some of those areas. Well, because of that, then you got to go back and paint at some time, right? Or at some point. So we finally did a lot of painting over Saturday, and the kitchen is buttoned up really, really nice. The paint looks great. We're super proud of it. And so Robin and I, that's what we did pretty much all day.
You had like a paint date?
We did. We had a paint date, and then
nice. You guys like do some flirty stuff, like those romantic comedies. You get a little paint in her hair and shit on purpose. A little paint on her butt. Ooh,
Sure didn't.
Yeah, you got to take advantage. Now, that's what especially your girl. That's what she wants. She wants her life. She wants her life to be a romantic comedy. You got to take advantage of those opportunities. You got to take advantage of that little flirtiness right there, and then go knock it down real quick. Take a break from the painting, and get back to it.
He's still a little scarred from the last time. He got a shot off, but it didn't go in.
That's true. That's true.
I forgot about that. He got a shot off, but it didn't go in.
Yeah, I think when I look at romantic comedies, I'm more. We were talking about Vince Vaughn which is interesting how this all is going to come together. But we were talking about the breakup earlier, you know, just because of the song, right? The Tone Rangers, yada yada.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like Vince Vaughn, like in Couples Retreat. I'm the Vince Vaughn. I'm kind of the more logical, like, hey, what do you want to do? What do you want me to do? I'm really busy. You know, I've got a lot of work going on here. I'm developing this. I'm trying to work on this. And then, you know, and then the girl's just like, I just really want you to love me. I just really want you to tell me I'm pretty, you know? And I'm trying to get all this logic. And I'm like, well, I did this and I did that. And yesterday, you remember this? Remember when I did yoga with you? By the way, I did yoga on Saturday with Robin as well. I did a whole class with her. And then we did our paint date. And then we did a house party date with our with another couple of ours, Muzz and Nikea. So we
the house party app, the
yes,
game
we did
app. I was like, wait, what?
We didn't watch
house party? You don't even go outside. What do you mean house party?
Yeah. So yeah, man, we had a pretty crazy Saturday, and then like I said, I was able to you know, have the bulk of yesterday just to kind of prepare for the last dance. That being said, let's go to something crazy that I woke up with yesterday. I was diagnosed with a new issue.
Dallas, diagnosed from your house?
No, dude, there's a telehealth like that you can call doctors and that kind of stuff to ask them, you know, hey, I have this. Is this something to be worried about, concerned with? So you don't actually have to go to the doctor's office. So there's this telehealth phone number that you can call and find a doctor in your network. That being said, have you ever heard of something called BPPV?
No.
Me either. So check it out. Here's what it is. It's called benign paroxysmal positional vertigo. Now, I'm sure you've heard of vertigo, right? When you're typically like with heights, you know, you're walking on a bridge and all of a sudden you kind of get dizzy and a little nauseated. Some people do. I've never had that before. Never been an issue with me. Never. Like, I'm the guy who's riding like the Ferris wheel 8 times over the mind eraser. I'm riding it 9 times. I'm riding it. I'm back in line.
I was as a kid, but not anymore. Not anymore. I'll get sick.
Oh, not
I'll
me,
get
dude.
sick now.
Oh, dude, I love shit like that.
I could do a roller coaster like once and I'm cool, but no more spinning, no more crazy spinning, no more crazy flipping. A roller coaster with a couple loops is fine, and I'll do it one time. I'm good. But after that, no mine shaft where you get strapped to the wall and the floor drops out and you're just spinning and spinning merry-go-round style. None of that. No spaceship shit at the carnival. None of that.
The Gravitron is what that's called.
Gravitron. I think every place, I think every fair has a different name for it. Gravitron. I've never heard that in my life. It's funny you knew exactly what I was talking about, but he called it the Gravitron.
Dude, I love the Gravitron. I fuck with that. So check this out, man. So I woke up yesterday and I had the most intense, dizzy and nauseating spells I have ever had in my entire life, and not doing shit. It was brought on by a head tilt to the left, to the right, looking down.
What?
Changing your focus. Now, check this out. So now you kind of know what obviously the acronym is, you know what it stands for. So what this is episodes of dizziness and a sensation of spinning with certain head movements. This is triggered by certain changes in head position, such as tipping the head up or down. It's rarely serious unless it increases the risk of falling. People can experience dizziness, a spinning sensation, lightheadedness, unsteadiness, loss of balance, and nausea. Treatments include a series of head movements that shift particles within the ears. So what's really happened here is in your inner ear, you have like these calcified like stones. And these are what allow you to maintain your balance within your head. And those can actually get dislodged and end up in a different area within the inner ear than where they're supposed to be to maintain a balance, right? Your normal day-to-day regularity. So what happened was in my left ear, these little calcified kind of stones that balance you out, your head, they got dislodged. So I had to do all these exercises to try to get these stones back in place. By these exercises, that can speed it up. Now, eventually, after days and even weeks, they'll just naturally kind of go back after time. So that's why it's not serious. The seriousness of it is like, if you're having an attack or if it's really bothering you, don't go fucking drive. Don't go shred on the blades, down a half pipe. You know what I mean? It's shit like that. But dude, I literally kind of on and off slept from probably about 9 in the morning till about 3, dude, yesterday, just trying to sleep this dizziness off, doing these exercises. Like, I didn't want to walk, dude, because I kept getting sick, like this nauseating feeling. And I didn't want to, I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to drink. It was really, really shitty, dude. And then I went to bed and still, by the end of the day, it kind of subsided a little bit. And by that, I mean, it got a little bit better. And then this morning, fuck, I felt it again. I was like, oh my God, dude, is this what my life is cracked up to be? First, it's a pandemic. I'm locked in the house. I can't go to do regular things. And now all of a sudden I've got health stuff. I thought I had Corona 2 days ago, and now I've got this BPPV. Like, what the hell is going on? Like what, and it's interesting because everything is perspective, right? Like, first of all of the things that you love to do and that were regular things for you that you could do and restaurants and just all this shit is taken away. Then you can't really see your family for a while. And then you can't do this and you're being told no. And then you got to wear masks. And then you got all of these things. And then all of a sudden I can't walk without getting sick. It's just really, really changed my perspective on the whole thing. Like, all I want to do is have everything be over. And I swear to God, I'm going to walk around naked with the half staff, just ready to party after all the shit's done. Like, I have a whole new lease on life. I am so sick of everything. Hey, if somebody said, I'm going to be the yes man. Have you ever seen Yes Man with Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do. Anybody says, hey, you want to go to do this? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to change the whole fucking game by this. Everything that I've learned, it's wild. So today, the BPBV got a little bit better as the day progressed. I was able to drive. I went and ran some errands. I had to pick up a new ink cartridge curbside through Target, which was a little scary, but it actually was a great process. The chick who brought it out to me had her hand sanitizer from Target. After she handed it to me, she had her mask on, and I didn't even have to open up my car door. It was really sick. So great process there, because I've sold a lot of shoes, which we'll talk about in sneakers, because there's no other revenue being generated over in this motherfucker. But yeah, man, as the day went on, I feel a little bit better right now, which is good. And I'll keep doing the exercises and hopefully this thing will pass. But yeah, it's been a crazy weekend for me.
Is this something that just goes away, or do you have it all the time now? Or
no, it goes. Yeah, what they say is these things kind of align back in your inner ear eventually. So they say it could be days, it could be weeks, but typically it's pretty common in the more older folk, right? 55, 60s and older. This is kind of a common thing, but again, it still only lasts days and weeks with the elderly. But it can come back, at any given time. You just don't know. So what they say is, try to watch, try not to do any crazy motions. Like when you first go to bed or when you first wake up, try not to make any wild movements, I guess is what they really say. Outside of that, there's nothing you can do. I'm like, just the other day, I was doing bunny hops over cardboard boxes. Wouldn't that have like jostled these around? How did these stones not jostle around? When I'm jumping off the high dive into 20 feet of water, how do these things not jostle? But when I have a crazy ass dream, which I remember vividly, and I made this crazy head body turn and it woke me up and immediately I felt dizzy. So that's how it actually happened. Yeah. Dude.
No, you buried the lead there, guy. I was wondering.
Yeah. You wondered where it came from, right?
I was like, what yeah. All right.
That's what caused it.
What were you doing in the dream?
I don't
were you
even
driving
remember.
A car? I said I remember it vividly.
No, I remember it happening, but I don't remember the dream. I remember the movement. Because it was so crazy and it woke me up. And then when I opened up an eye, I was so dizzy that I could even tell with just one eye opened. It was wild. So then of course I opened up both eyes and I'm like, holy shit. It was like I had 13 beers. Like it was the same feeling. It was crazy.
Speaking of that, let's catch up on some comments in the chat. Choner said, I dig the shirt, Dow. You sure the silver bullets aren't impacting your balance?
That's true, man. You know what? Through this quarantine, I haven't really been drinking at all. Like I might have, maybe 2 beers a week. Just to, I'll pick a, maybe like on The Last Dance, or I think I had a beer during the house party app that we played with Muzzy and Nakia. I don't really mess with beers too much, man. If I do though, it's usually a Coors Light. That's for sure.
We'll get to The Last Dance, but I'm not going to lie to you. Last night when I'm watching that thing and I saw Rodman sipping that Miller Lite, I just started craving a Miller Lite for some weird reason. I just saw that and I was like, man, that Miller Lite looks great. I haven't had a Miller Lite in a very long time.
You know when I drink good. Miller Lights? I drink
the white
Miller
can,
Lights.
Dude.
Oh yeah, I drink Miller Lights when I go to Blackhawk. That's my drink. I don't know why.
Huh.
I drink Miller Lights.
Yeah. Fail Beast. I get a spin when getting head movements. Oh wait, wrong head movements.
Nice.
What about you, Franchise? What's been going on with you? How's your weekend and stuff been?
It's been good, man. There's been a lot of stuff going on. You guys know that actually, hold up. Let me hit this really quickly and then I'll update you on my situation. Just because this ties in. Dal, your sister. You should try the Pure Spectrum tincture if that ever happens again. I was going to ask you if you tried any CBD and did it help if you did.
I mean, for
you
anxiety, no. I didn't try any Pure Spectrum for this ailment. I guess I could stick some in my ear. I wonder if that'd be cool.
Dallas.
I wonder if that'd be fucked up or not.
I think you just take it like you normally do. And maybe
put it in your mouth.
Yeah, maybe it would relax or help you. But speaking of that, they're having Pure Spectrum CBD. Pure Spectrum's doing a 50% off sale now through the end of the month on their Endo Pet product. And the reason I wanted to hit this really quickly and bring it up is because that is a ridiculous deal. All you have to do is use the code MUP and you can get yourself some CBD for your pet. So if your pets have anxiety, if your pets have soreness, muscle issues, joint issues as they're getting older, you can get them some Endo Pet, PureSpectrumCBD.com. And, or is it just PureSpectrum.com? No, it's PureSpectrumCBD.com.
Pure Spectrum CBD. Yep.
And just use the code MUP. And all the Endo Pet product is 50% off through the end of the month. So make sure you guys do that, man, if you've been looking to try that out for your pets.
Yeah, especially if you have an aged pet, man, or any like large breed, like our Zeppelin, like he's only 5, but he's 112-pound dog. You don't think that 112-pound dog, it like that's hard on their joints, man. It is the best. We just put a little bit in his food every night, put a little bit when he wakes up in the morning. I'll tell you what, man, Robin actually took him on a hike today and he did extremely well. And I would actually probably give some CBD, some of that shine because of that, man. Again, 112-pound dog. That's huge, man. So, and this is only select Pure Spectrum. Like there was only a few people that were selected for this, and Most Underrated Podcast was pretty lucky to have this. So, feel free to give it a try. I mean, that's pretty much our cost as people that are affiliates of it. So it's a great deal, man. If you're thinking about it, it's a great holistic. The ingredients are super organic. It is one of the most transparent companies I have ever had a relationship with. So, give that shit a try.
T-Mobile in the chat. Dow, the missus agrees. Try some CBD for that.
All right.
Thomas E, what's the website again? It's PureSpectrumCBD.com and the code is MUP, like Most Underrated Podcast. MUP. Very simple.
Yeah, and if you're local, think about doing curbside. I know they're in Evergreen, so for some of us locals, that's a long drive. But if you want to save on shipping, man, feel free. They are open for curbside. The discount still applies if you want to go pick it up or have it shipped. Either way. So, yeah, take advantage.
So, yeah, anyway, answer your question, Jalal, what I've been getting into. Dude, I've been doing so much rollerblading, and it's been great. My cardio is my fitness, my balance, everything is just I'm feeling like I'm 19 again.
That's
and yeah, dude, I've just been, not only have I been rollerblading a bunch, dude, I found the sickest skate park in Greenwood Village. There's a skate park in DTC. Did you know that?
Really?
Dude,
no.
It's like in the middle of office buildings, buried. You would never know because you would drive right by it and don't, dude. And it is,
but I love it. I love it.
So we took Benny there yesterday. Mia and I took Benny because there's a whole park, right? So I'm like, hey, let's just walk Benny around, and I just want to check out this skate park. The skate park is roped off. There was nobody there. It has caution tape around it due to social distancing. But I just wanted to look at it and see what was good. And the place is really, really dope, for one. For two, we're at the park. We're with Benny, and there's a pond, and there's some ducks in the pond, right? And I'm like, oh, Benny, look at these ducks. I got him on the leash. I walk him down to the pond. He leans over. There's like some rocks. So it's grass and then there's a little bit of rocks and then the pond. So he kind of walks down and sniffs around and looks at the ducks and everything's good, right? So we walk over this bridge. We go check out the skate park. We walk around the rest of the park. We sit down on the bench. We're chopping it up. It's starting to drizzle a little bit. So we're like, all right, cool, let's go. We're walking back to the car. There's another little pond, and now the geese, the ducks or whatever have made their way over to this side, and they're over there swimming, and Benny's looking at them again, and he starts kind of running down the hill towards the water. So I'm kind of jogged down, I got the leash. I kind of jog down with him, I think just like before, he's going to stop at the rocks and just sniff around. This MFer jumps off the rocks, just jumps over the rocks, disregards everything, and just jumps in, leash it off, just dives right into the pond, bro. And I was like, oh my God. And I saw instantly he regretted it. He jumped in and he was a little bit far from the side because he just went all crazy dog and leaped out. And all of a sudden he turned around, dude. He's doggy paddling and his eyes, and he's like, oh shit, save me, save me, save me. Like you could just tell he instantly knew he made a mistake.
You don't have your blades on still, do you?
No, I never had the blades on at all. I never even put the blades on. Yeah, we were just walking. Walking. So he jumps in. And my girlfriend's really pissed. She's pissed at me and pissed at Benny. I'm mad at Benny because I'm like, you're making me look foolish. I didn't think you were going to run and jump in the water, you idiot. That's why I just let you come down by it. Like I thought it was going to be like before when we first got to the park. I walked him down. He went down by the edge of the rocks. Everything was fine. He didn't try to jump in, but for whatever reason. And my girlfriend's like, hey, maybe he just is a really retarded dog. Maybe the guy's just not with it, And I'm like, listen, he's 7 months old. He saw the ducks floating on the water. He has no depth perception. He doesn't understand that water is deep under there. So he's looking at them floating on there. And I guarantee he thought, oh shit, I can just run out and run across that water. That's not deep. They're on top of it. I'll just run across and have some fun. No, he jumps right in and starts sinking. And luckily, thank God I still had him on the leash, bro. Cause I'm kind of pulling him back to the side by his neck, like with the leash, so I can pick him up. Because if not, either the dog's dying or I'm jumping in some nasty, scummy pond water.
Wow.
I mean, thank goodness he was on the leash.
That is the Rona has taken over that. You don't want to jump in that lake.
Yeah, it was a nightmare. But luckily yesterday was bath day anyway. So we brought him home, gave him a bath. We give him a bath twice a week, Sundays and Wednesdays. Try to keep them all fresh.
Check this out. Amberta says Bonsai Benny.
Bonsai Benny, yeah, but he just that's why I knew, because Benny is a little bit of a pussy, he's not the great, he's not Mr. He acts a little tough, but he's not that tough. Right. So if he knew it was deep, like I don't think he'll ever do that again. I don't think he would do that again. I just think he didn't know what was actually there. He thought he could just run across it. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe the guy is an idiot. Maybe my girlfriend's right. I don't know. But that's what I thought.
Oh, you grab a football, you grab some sort of ball, you throw it in that water, he'll be doing it again.
He's gonna be good. And maybe he just loves water because we do bathe him twice a week, Yeah. So maybe he's just used to it. Maybe he loves it. And yeah, Chinky Sanchez, my dog loves lakes. There you go.
Oh, dude, most do, especially big dogs, dude. They love that shit.
Yeah. He's 7 months and doesn't even know what a pool of water is. We got him in. What are you talking about, Chinky? We got him in November. I mean, we ain't had him 7 months. We got him in the winter. How would he know what a pool of water is? Oh yeah, that's the next thing. Job, fellas. It's the next thing I've been up to. Job.
Yeah, what's the latest?
Oh wait, actually, T-Mobile. Let me hit that really quick. T-Mobile. Chaz, I got my P-rail made and waxed. Just waiting on the new skates to come in. So T-Mobile bought some new skates, and we're gonna do an IG live game of skate or roll or blade or whatever. Maybe a game of blade. Me and T-Mobile. We both got PVC rail, and we're just gonna go trick for trick, just like horse. You get a letter if you can't match the trick, and I'm gonna give him a few weeks to get his skates in, get reacclimated, get his balance back, because I'm already, I'm a little bit ahead on getting myself back. But dude, I'm not the only one that's getting into this. There's a hashtag on Instagram called Back to Blading, and this shit's kind of coming back because there's a lot of people really getting back into it. I saw there's a lot of YouTube channels popping up on it, people showing people how to do basic tricks. the benefits. I found this guy, Acosta Blades, on Instagram and YouTube. The guy is awesome. He actually lives here in Colorado Springs, and he's a really good skater, but he gives a lot of great tips on rollerblading on his channel, but also stretching. And he's in his 30s as well. So he also gives a ton of tips on how I keep my body right, what I do post rollerblading, what I do pre rollerblading, the kind of ankle stretches I do, the kind of quad stretches, loosen up my hamstrings when I'm jumping up and down on those rails. And dude, I busted out the foam roller yesterday, just watching his YouTube videos. Mia and I were up here, she was doing her yoga stuff, stretching. I was doing a bunch of stretching with the foam roller and rolling out. It felt so good. It felt so nice to stretch the muscles out, man. It was really good. It was really good.
That's like a side effect of this whole lockdown that we're not really looking at, like all this resurgence of people just exploring different passions and hobbies. And there's so many like YouTube communities that are just thriving more off of people just being stuck at home and you know, interests that they might have had that they just didn't have a chance to explore before. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, dude, I found this there's this Jump Street podcast. It's like two older rollerbladers, and they just kind of interview other rollerbladers, and they have like these YouTube lives where they'll just go live and they'll watch old skate videos with everyone. They'll just stream an old skate video, and then everyone will just be in the chat watching it along with them. And it's like shit from my youth, you know, stuff from 2001, Brain Fear Gone, and you know, they streamed this video called Killer Boots, and it has one of the illest Brian Shima sections in the world. But yeah, man. Anyways, I've just been really, really pumped on that, and also the stretching is now I'm bringing that into my life as well.
In your 30s, man, it's a necessary thing, my friend.
Yeah, got to. But bigger than all that stuff, fellas, your boy has almost landed a job.
Uh-oh.
I told you guys this was coming. I told you guys I had to the teaching thing. I probably wouldn't be able to go back to won't be able to go back to teaching until the fall. So if that, I don't know how, you know, what's going to happen. They're just doing all that online stuff. So I had to go out and get a job. I told you guys I was looking at delivery jobs just because I like to work on my own. I don't want to be micromanaged. I don't want to have someone over my head all day. I just want to pop my earbuds in and do my thing. Delivery is a job. I can do that. I'm by myself all day. I can do my own thing. Plus, I like a fast-paced environment. If I get going early in the morning, fast-paced shit, I like that. That helps me feel good, feel accomplished. I thrive in that kind of environment. So this is the kind of jobs I was looking for. Plus, that's what's going on right now. There's not really, I reached out to a few different people I know in radio, and there was no jobs, man. There's nothing, nobody's hiring in radio. Nobody's hiring in entertainment right now. So I'm going out, I'm going to get an Amazon, or I got Amazon delivery job on the way. Background check is good. All the other stuff is good. Took the drug test this morning, waiting for that to come back. That'll be back in the next 24 to 48 hours. And hopefully I'll be starting the job by the end of the week. So that is, that's the news. So as far as the cast goes, I'm going to definitely have Sundays off. I don't know what the schedule is going to be. I don't know if it's going to be Sunday, Mondays. I don't know exactly what's going to go on, but we're going to have to rework some things for the cast, obviously, around this job. And we got to kind of decide if we want to do the show live. Do we want to do, do we want to try to do it live later on? Go live at 9 p.m., 8:30 p.m., do like 8:30 to 10:30 type show. We're just going to have to iron it out. But the hard part is I don't know exactly my schedule yet. All I know is that I'll be required to work 4 days a week, 4 10-hour days. And then I'll have the opportunity to pick up overtime or whatever else. And I'm trying to get as much money as I can right now. Like I told you guys a few weeks ago, while no sports are on, while nothing is going on, while I'm not missing out on shit, I just want to be able to work my ass off. And if I can pick up 2 extra days a week where I'm getting time and a half for 10 hours each day, got to do it. You know what I mean? Got to do it. That's my goal is to pull about 4 G's a month. And that's what would help me get there. So, yeah, man, that's kind of where we're.
That's pretty sick, man. Do they make you deliver the packages in like your own car, or they give you a car?
Nah, I'll be driving one of those Amazon like Sprinter vans.
Yeah.
So, and it's pretty dope. It's 9:30 a.m. So it's not like crazy early. So I just show up at 9:30, pick up my van. it's all loaded with my packages. I just double check. I got everything. And then I go
it's
out
already
and start
loaded
my route.
for you?
They said that you may have to help load a couple things sometimes, depending on what it is. But yeah. So
That's dope.
yeah, pretty cool.
Are they supplying you with the PPE that you need? Or do you bring your own? You bring your own gear?
Did you see, bro? I got the Crown Royal.
I saw that gift.
The Crown Royal
Yeah.
face mask. Uncle Roselli came through. He got
Did he sew that himself?
Mine? No. So this lady he knows owns a bar, and she was making them. And so she sent him one, and I was like, "Oh, dude, I got to get one of those. How do I get one?" He's like, "I'll get you one." So he got me one, and I wasn't trying to be ungrateful or anything.
Right.
But Roselli's is super ill because it says James on the inside, and this has the Crown Royal logo on the outside. Mine says the franchise, but it doesn't have the Crown Royal logo on it. So I was a little perturbed by that. I was like, "Why'd you get the sick one? Why'd you get the tight one?" So, but yeah, either way, still cool. So yeah, I'll probably just wear my Crown Royal.
Nice. That's
driving
sweet.
around.
I don't want to know what the pay actually is, but are you pretty happy with kind of the compensation with this job?
Oh yeah, it's pretty good, and you also get a little bit of extra money during COVID-19. So while all this is still going on, we're going to get a little extra pay. Plus, it's benefits.
You get full benefits.
Full benefits, shit. Medical, dental, vision. So,
all right. Well, you need to ask once you get the job landed for sure. Ask him if you can add a domestic partner, because if Robin ever kicks me off of her benefits, I wouldn't mind jumping on yours. I would be okay with that. We can do some Chuck and Larry bullshit. You know what I mean?
Don't worry about Mia. That's fine. I'm sure she'll be fine with it. she'll just be okay with you being my domestic partner on my shit. Sweet. Chuck and Larry.
Yeah, just have her watch Chuck and Larry. She'll understand.
Oh boy. Yeah, so that's what's going on there. So if you guys follow on the socials, at Most Underrated Podcast on IG, at MUPcast on Twitter, OMG it's TTF, at Dow Palantonio, at Jalal Sully, all these channels, anything, Instagram or Twitter, we'll keep you guys updated with the schedule for the cast and what kind of will be happening as far as changes. Mm-hmm. So at this point, guys, I have no idea if there'll be a Thursday cast. I'm sure there will be a Thursday cast. It may have to be a little later because I think Thursday is just like orientation or some shit. We'll see. But I'll keep you guys updated, man. We'll keep everything going. What's up?
That's what's up, dude. Well, congratulations, dude, on landing a job. Obviously, through a tough time where you have, I think right now, God, I think it's somewhere near 14 million with unemployment.
Crazy.
So, during a time like this, dude, congratulations on a job. And if you're getting overtime and you're getting hazard pay and you're getting benefits, dog, fucking make the best of it, dude. Make some cake and keep it moving, dog. So proud of you.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man. You got to do what you got to do. Everybody's got to get through this.
Exactly. I can't just sit here hemorrhaging money, dude. Like,
no doubt.
And I tried to go get unemployment, like we talked about last episode or a couple episodes ago, Jalal. That was a nightmare trying to go get unemployment. It just kept running me in a circle, sending me in a whole loop of nonsense. I was like, dude, fuck the unemployment. Like, I got to go get a job. I can't be messing with this shit.
I ended up just applying for the regular one, but I don't even think that's the right category. They're like asking me to start. They start asking me to like apply for jobs. They're like, you got to apply for 5 jobs a week. And I'm like, I'm not applying for jobs. Like, I'm self-employed. And it's just, they wouldn't let me apply for the self-employed because I had a previous employer within 18 months. So I just had to do it the regular way. And we'll see what happens.
Wow.
I don't even think
what a nightmare.
Yeah.
Dow, shout out to you, bro. You hit me up earlier and we're like, yo, check out the IRS website. Looks to be working. So I went on there and I was able to get my info in, and my stimulus is on the way. So for anyone that doesn't have their stimulus on the way, you can go to irs.gov. You can click on Get My Payment right there on that screen. Mm-hmm. And you can go in there and update your bank information if they don't have it correct. That's what I had to put in. So it seems to be, since I have not filed taxes yet this year, they don't have my bank info. And last year I had to pay $446.
Yep.
So they didn't have my bank information from 2018. That's why I got no direct deposit. So I had to click the payment thing, put in my bank info, and go through. So thank you, Dow, for updating me on that.
You just got a request for $1,200.
What's that?
You got a request for $1,200. They just sent IRS sent you a Cash App like you owe us some money.
Yeah, they probably. I was thinking they were gonna. When I logged in there, I was like, oh, these fools. They may not even pay me my shit. I don't know what's gonna go down, but no, it was very easy, very simple.
Yeah.
No issues at all. Did you get yours already, Joel?
Yeah, I got it off the direct deposit. I think I did my taxes this year super early, so I think just off of that. Yeah,
my lady got hers already too. So you had to do the same thing I did then, Dal.
Yeah, man, I had to go in there and they said, I think mine was the same case as yours. I had to throw in my adjusted gross income number, and then I had to put in the amount of not refund, but the amount that I had to pay in 2018, which I think was like damn near $400. And then I had to pay state. I don't know, whatever. State doesn't matter in this case, but yeah, man, they needed my banking information. They needed those two bits of information as well, but they said, thank you. And it's on its way. So who knows what that means? Is it a week? Is it 2 weeks? Is it 3 weeks? I don't know. At least I did my part.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not like, you don't want it to take forever, but when it comes in, it'll be nice.
Yeah, it'd be a nice kick in the pants.
Nice little extra cake. Yeah, exactly. Con Lee, $2 in the super chat. Thank you, Con Lee. What up, bro? He said, Mia got you a lunchbox yet? That's funny, Con Lee. No, she does. No, she doesn't. But I could use a snack. I'm getting pretty hungry. What'd you say, Dal?
Oh, I didn't know what he meant by lunchbox.
Yeah. Oh, but for his job, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for his delivery job. Yeah, you better get a classic one. Dude, what about that one that you were going to... Never mind. I might be giving away a gift.
No. I gave it away. I gave it to him on Christmas.
Oh, did you?
I gave it to him for Christmas last year. Yeah.
That steel lunchbox, dude, from like what was
1960? Yeah, 1962 or something like that.
Just didn't have the thermos or whatever.
Yeah, it was an old like MLB steel lunchbox that Dal and I thrifted, and it came with a dope thermos inside, but it was missing the thermos unfortunately. But the lunchbox was still badass, and I gave it to my uncle, and for Christmas last year. He really enjoyed that.
Gift.
He's got it displayed.
Hey, real quick, I was going to save it for sneakers, but since Conley's in here right now, because I don't know if he runs it back, but if he's in here right now, shout out to him. I don't want Jalal to get mad or anything, but Conley was able to grab a pair of Fear of God ones on sneakers. And of course, we were communicating a lot through like, hey, Dal, did you get it? Did you sign up for this raffle? Conley, great guy, man. Always looking out. Love that guy. He actually ooped me a size 10 in the Fear of God triple black ones. So, dude, Conley, man, I am so thankful for you, man. I already paid the guy, so now it's just a waiting game to see if Nike, I'm sure the COVID-19 is really hurting them with deliveries, so I'm not expecting to see him for a little while. But Conley, man, dude, a big supporter of the cast. I really appreciate you, dog. Thank you.
Dang, he secured it off Nike too.
He did. Sneakers.
That's huge.
And I don't know why he got a size 10. I don't know if maybe he was looking at resale or maybe just looking out for either me or you, Jalal, because I know we were both trying to get it. Because Conley, I think, usually wears a size 11, if I'm correct on that. So, I guess it's great to have people look out for us, man.
Wow. Thank you, Conley. Congrats, Dal. That's sick. Even though Jalal, well, I guess it wasn't Jalal's size.
Nah, anyway, it's all good. Hey, I just saved $400, so I mean, I can't really complain. I'll get a pair when the time is right.
What's resale on those right now?
They actually jumped up a little bit, like
Dude,
6.
That's what I saw.
I saw them anywhere from $550 to $650, man. So like, I almost feel bad, but but Conley offered, and he knows I'm not going to resell those bitches, man. I've been looking for a Fear of God since the first one came out. I have the Raids, and those are cool, but these are going to be interesting, man. I'm shit. I'm going to retire. I'm just going to be Batman. You know what? That's going to be my new job, and I'm going to have some sick shoes to do it.
Nice.
So
congrats.
Good shit. Yeezy slides are the priority for me right now. That's the next cop.
Those are a lot more affordable than the Fear of God ones.
I'll get all 3 colors of the Yeezy slides.
God, those things are awful, dog. Like the look of them are god awful. I can't even look at those things. Dude.
I love them, man.
Ugh, I'm glad you do.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Those things look like some straight bathhouse sandals.
Yeah, no shit.
Like some jailhouse shits that they just give you.
Dude,
T-Mobile. Go ahead.
The chat is lit. I was gonna say, yeah, man. Hit some comments.
T-Mobile Supreme lunchbox, dude. Do you remember that Supreme lunchbox that came out in like, shit? I think it was like 2015, probably 2014, maybe.
maybe 15 or 16.
Let me see.
I think you're right. 15.
Let me look it up. Fall winter 2015, bro.
There you go. Yeah.
$500 on StockX right now. Okay.
Wow.
Guess we're not getting that one.
Well, I see the last sale was $350.
Oh, $350 only. Not too bad.
Dude, you'll still have $850 left of your stimulus. Why wouldn't you? I mean, that's easy math. What are we doing?
I love that. That. Oh,
that thing looks like a tool chest.
What am I doing? I know. I was just thinking that. I was like,
what kind of safety clips on there? Like,
yep.
Make sure nobody steals your lunch.
But it's a serious lunchbox. I think that shit's sick. If it was decently priced, bro, I would be a cop. And I would be just rocking that every day, taking that into the Amazon.
I have my
office.
Ninja Turtle one here at the house that Robin wants me to get rid of so bad because it makes her kid. Oh, excuse me, I have the hiccups. Makes her kid look so shitty. and I think it looks great. But dude, I have the Ninja Turtles from '92 that actually has the thermos with it.
Oh, really?
So if you need to borrow that and you can take extra good care of it, I'm okay with that.
I might be able to do that.
All right, fair enough.
To do that. Take extra good care of it. Yeah, but maybe I'll have to take a practice lunchbox first because I'll probably lose one.
Maybe I'll take it to like a where do they wrap?
Yeah, so it doesn't get all banged up.
Then you won't mess up my Ninja Turtle sticker label.
Hilarious. Man, there's so many things I want to get to today. Let's just start with The Last Dance last night, dude. Obviously, Jalal, did you watch all the episodes? Are you fully caught up now?
Yep, I'm caught up to episode 4.
Are you guys watching on ESPN or ESPN2, by the way?
ESPN. Do you know, so you hear the curse words.
Right. Do you know I was going to ask if you knew there was a difference.
Dude, the curse words I don't know, multiplied by 6.
Dude, we're getting rated R content on ESPN these days. It's incredible.
It's great. I love it.
Yeah. ESPN2 censored. In case if you didn't know, for people out there, if you've been watching the documentary, ESPN2 is censored. ESPN is not censored. So I've just been recording the one on ESPN, and we've just been starting it late and then fast forwarding the commercials. Yeah, catching the little things in between.
John King's on the censored version because he's got kids. We understand.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that true? Is that what
I
said?
don't know. I'm guessing.
I was wondering.
I watched it just off of a link, so uncensored version. Shout out to Misha. He hooked me up with the whole series pretty much.
Wait, so you can watch the whole series? You've got everything that we have to wait on already?
Up until I think episode 8.
Oh shit, there's no way I could do that. I'd binge the whole shit in one sitting. No way. Can't do it.
I heard they were I heard they're still working on the last 2.
Are they?
They're still finished?
Really?
Yeah, they're still finishing them up. Yep. I heard the director, I don't remember what show he was on. He was on some sports talk shows, listening to before the first episode dropped. And he was talking to him about, hey, how was was it difficult with them putting the squeeze on you to get this out in April since it wasn't supposed to come out until June? Did you guys already have it in the can? Was everything done? He's like, no, actually, we're still finishing up. He's like, when the first 2 episodes drop, we're still going to be working on 7 through 10 or something, or 6 through 10. So yeah, they were still doing a little bit of work. And
I was going to ask you guys if it felt rushed, but I mean, I guess by then they were already done with the first couple episodes, but the editing seems all over the place to me. It just goes back and forth. And I think because they're trying to go person by person, but it's they're just jumping back and forth. It just feels jumbled up.
Yeah.
I personally like the timeline thing. Yeah. I like it, but
yeah.
What were you going to say, Don?
I like the timeline thing too, but I think episode 3 and 4 were different than 1 and 2 from an editing perspective. I think it was a little bit more jumbled, that didn't always have the rhyme and reason that I think the editing and timeline did in 1 and 2. Now, that's my opinion, but I can get on Jalal's boat there and say, yeah, I think it was the episode 3 and 4 were a little bit more jumbled, a more jumbled timeline that still did good, but it was a little bit all over the place.
Yeah, it's we already covered this part, and then they go right back to the beginning, and it's I don't know, it just feels like you get jerked back and forth.
But the one thing I would say, to get into it real quick, amongst all the content that I saw on episode 3 and 4, I think my biggest takeaway is Carmen Electra still got it. My God.
I told Mia that last night. I'm like, she looks better today than she did in the video in Vegas. She looks like a standard prostitute.
Yeah, when she was sitting down in the middle of Rodman and his other like entourage, she looked okay. Like I ain't kicking her out of bed. I ain't kicking her out of bed for eating crackers, but god damn, dude, her mommy and daddy buttons looked tight.
Still,
in this doc.
Yeah, still got her fastball guy.
Wow.
For sure. That was pretty.
Yeah, how sick was it for Rodman to be able to take a weekend trip or extended weekend trip? Like, we can't even imagine something like that in the NBA, where the front office is giving players that much leeway to just like, yo, I need a vacation. I need to take a load off and go to Vegas. Like, what?
That's just it. Like, this is how load management started. Like, pause, whatever you want to say. That Dennis Rodman was literally emptying his loads to go to Vegas. Like, load management today with Mr. LeBron and all these other fucks that need all this time to get their head right and shit like that. Not Dennis Rodman, dog. He needed to get his rocks off. He needed to literally take load management. No doubt. I think that's incredible, man. And the fact that, you know, what was great about that was, I think this also showed like a different side of Phil Jackson. Like, I didn't know about the Indian reservations and like his collections and his like, he was raised by like his mom and dad were both pastors of some sort, and it like super religious. And then how he kind of brought this like hippie influence within the NBA. He was unlike any other coach. Like, I just didn't know all this. And I think all of these things is what made Phil Jackson such a great coach, because he was a player's coach, because he understood and he brought these views that allowed this chemistry and people just to get along. And I thought that was pretty insightful. What about you guys?
I did know about the Indian kind of influence because he's called the Zen Master. That's why he's called the Zen Master. That's why his nickname is Phil Jackson, the Zen Master. That's why they call him that.
I never asked
why. You never
why.
heard that nickname?
I did. I just never asked why. I just, you know, whatever. I'm just here to watch Jordan. You know?
Right. Yeah. So that's why they call him the Zen Master, because he brings that kind of influence in. So I knew about that, but I didn't know about the hippie shit and dropping acid. And I didn't know about his pro
that
career
was surprising.
Playing. His pro career playing, and then coaching over there in like that Mexican league or whatever before he went to the CBA.
The chicken blood on the bench and like all the shit, like how dangerous it was. Like the mayor shooting like one of the
shooting the ref in the leg, and then only getting banned for the year from home games. That's all. That's all the punishment he got.
He didn't give a shit. Phil Jackson, he's in the game.
That was so crazy, dude. That was so crazy. So I thought, gosh, I just love Phil. Phil's incredible anyway, but I thought it was great how Rodman said, that's what I loved about playing for that organization, was they always gave you what you needed. You could just go tell them, and they were very flexible, especially Phil, very flexible. You could talk to him, and they gave you what you needed. If you needed something, you could just go to them. And I liked that. I thought that was dope.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. How about Jordan actually having to go get Dennis Rodman in Vegas and bring him back? How about that?
Oh,
and amongst the things, he's like, I won't tell you what I saw. I won't tell you the situation in which I found Rodman. I just had to get him, and we came back. You know what I mean? I thought that was hilarious.
John King, it was the Puerto Rican league. He said Mexican. Puerto Ricans would murder you for that one, TTF. My bad. I think I was in the kitchen at that point, like rinsing off my dishes or something. So I missed it a little piece. Was it Puerto Rican league? My bad. Sorry. Please don't kill me for that one. Nah, the PRs love me. I still have Carmen's Christmas Playboys T-Mobile with 5 fire emojis.
Oh wow.
Dang. I didn't get away with that one, but the Dang Bros was too much.
True. Good call, Jalal.
Yeah.
How's the Dang Bros too much?
Unless he's got it hidden in his storage unit or something.
He got the big trunk in the garage, buried under the tool chest. All the tools.
No doubt.
It's funny. Oh my gosh, here we go, Conley. Another $2 in the super chat. Thank you, Conley. He said, hot dog in a hallway, Carmen. Gross. Isn't it? Wait, isn't it hot dog down a hallway? He's close though. How about hot dog down a hallway? Close. How about I match his comment? Thomas Cervantes, $3 in the super chat. More than you can make with Instacart. Exactly. Dow found that out. Dow's Instacart days. That was classic part of the cast.
Oh man,
that was good stuff.
Instacart, that was the worst.
The documentary allows for people like me who are too young to have seen Jordan to really see his true dominance. I agree, man.
Well said.
That's what I was saying last episode is the competitive nature, the competitive nature of not only Jordan, but that time. And you saw that bleed into the episode last night with Isaiah Thomas and the whole handshake thing or not handshake thing. The competitive nature, it was a completely different game. Now, I'm not justifying Isaiah Thomas not shaking hands with the Bulls after they lose that game. I thought, I think Horace Grant said it brilliantly. They're a bunch of bitches or whatever he said. A bunch of, did he say bitches or pussies?
Bitches.
Was it Puerto Ricans or Mexicans? They're a bunch of bitches. And I thought that summed it up perfectly because, and it's funny did you notice how Isaiah Thomas tried to justify the fact that he didn't shake hands with them because nobody else did it in that era. Go look at it. Nobody did it in those games. Nobody, blah, blah, blah. And they showed Jordan the clip. For one, Jordan's not having any of it. Jordan's like, whatever, that's bullshit.
You can tell me anything, whatever.
Yeah. And then for two, Jordan goes, bullshit. I shook their hand after they beat us the first time. I shook their hand after they beat us the second time. And they showed clips and Jordan's there shaking hands with these motherfuckers after they swept or after they beat their ass and literally beat his ass, not just beat them in the game, beat him up. And this fool's still shaking hands with them. I think Isaiah Thomas got everything he deserved. And what I mean by that, there was a lot of fallout that I think they're going to get into in the next episodes. Isaiah Thomas got held off the Olympic team because of that. Michael Jordan had influence and said, I want this
I'm not playing with that idiot for sure. And you know what's funny is he was on ESPN this morning, I think, with the Get Up crew. Okay. Are you familiar with the Get Up? With which one is it? Is it Mike Green?
Greenberg.
Yeah. So he was on with Greenberg this morning, and dude, he's sticking by the same story. He was like, he even into the interview today, this morning, with Greeny, he's like, yeah, man, we learned it from Boston. You know, they never would have shook our hands. They never, we learned everything from them. And then Jordan, the reason that they got more physically fit and more dominant, they learned from us. Like, still, man, you know what it reminded me of is what Trump does. Trump's always blaming everybody else. Trump's always blaming, this person and the WHO and China and this. Like, Isaiah was doing the same thing this morning. I was like, dog, I have no respect for Isaiah Thomas. I don't care about his accolades. I don't care about his 2 championships. I don't give a shit. I do not like Isaiah Thomas. I don't.
I think he, it drove me a little nuts when he said that if he could go back, if I know what I do today, of course we would have shook their hands. Of course we would have gone over and been buddy with them. And we would have said, hey, how's it going, bro? And all the stuff they do today. And that kind of bugged me because it's like, well, what do you mean you would have done it differently if you would have known what you know today? That still doesn't fix the problem of your shitty sportsmanship. That just means because now Michael Jordan's the greatest of all time, and now how you didn't make the Olympic team, and now the ridicule and everything and all the backlash that happened from it. Of course you do it different, Isaiah. That doesn't fix it, though. That doesn't make it better. You're not doing it because you want to be a good sport and congratulate them for beating you and have good sportsmanship. You would do it differently because of the way you got ridiculed and the outcome. And that was one of the most idiotic statements of the documentary last night for me.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah. Speaks to the character. That's it.
Right. That's why he would have done it all over, just because of how it impacted his life and the future and kind of what happened after that is the reason he would have done it.
He's sad. Over. He's sad that he was ostracized for a decision that he and the team made.
If Jordan didn't shake their hand, I would have, it would have been whatever. Totally. But the fact that you literally beat the shit out of the guy twice, 2 years in a row, and he shook your hand both times, and then you don't have the respect, that's what bothered me. It's not even the fact that it's not even about just shaking hands. It's the fact that he showed you that respect and you weren't man enough to show him the same respect. After you punched him in the face and beat the shit out of him on the court. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what's bothersome.
I agree.
Shout out to Fail Beast for helping me cop some kicks. Socratic Mind $2.99 in the super chat. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Dal, you did the symbol before the show and it sounded on point, and now you're doing it on the show and it sounds like a sound clip again.
Oh, really?
It just cuts off. Yeah, it's so funny. I don't know what happened. Wait, you did it with your finger before. See, that's better. A little better. Not cutting off as much.
Well, don't tell Robin, but I guess I'll finger it. It's fine.
John King in the chat. Jordan shook hands because he hadn't won. No.
Get out of here, John King.
Stop it. So you're telling me
he hadn't won? Nah,
okay.
Man.
So John after King, he won, did he not shake hands, John? No.
John King, stick to your TikTok, dog. I know you got 1,500 followers in 1 week. Stick to TikTok, dog. Okay? Get out of here.
Oh. The one thing that I did learn from this so far, and like I kind of, we already knew it, but it just kind of reiterated the fact that the only person that should be compared to Michael is Kobe. Like, there shouldn't even be comparisons to LeBron, anybody. I know it's going to piss some people off, but Kobe and he said it, I think he's like, the only person that one-on-one would give me some trouble is Kobe because he steals all my moves. Like, you just see so much in the mannerisms and the attitude and the drive. Kobe just had like the same thing as MJ. So I think that should be the only comparison, like not LeBron.
2,000% agree. LeBron's just a different player. LeBron will make the players around him better. LeBron is a freak athlete. LeBron will be the assist guy all day, but LeBron did not have that ultimate Kobe and Michael competitor in him where he wanted the ball in the last second, get the fuck out the way. I'm going to do this. Exactly what he said the other night when the coach was sweating his ass off and he was like, hey, go wipe that shit off your mouth. Go spit that gum out.
Doug Collins.
Yeah. He's like, go wipe the shit off your mouth, spit the gum out. I'm not going to let you lose.
Don't worry about control.
It. Yeah, I got it under control.
It's me.
That's the difference, dog. And it's nothing against LeBron. Like all the people, the dumbest, some of the dumbest takes last night where LeBron would never last in the 80s and 90s era or whatever. And it's like, stop it. LeBron's a freak physically. Yeah. LeBron could beat the shit out of some fools too. But Jordan is still super dominant and super competitive, or Jordan's still that super competitor and that ultimate competitor that I just don't think LeBron is. It's not saying that LeBron's not competitive. It's not to say he's not a competitor. It's not to say he's not a great competitor. He is not an ultimate competitor. And that's left for that's the very few, dog. That's Kobe and Jordan, in my opinion. I don't believe, I believe you said it perfectly, Jalal. Mm-hmm. Couldn't agree more. Yep. Goats are generational. Kobe was a wannabe. Dude, but Kobe, I think Kobe being a wannabe is what made him that great, dude. The emulation of the great is what got Kobe to where he was or where he ended up. And it's what fueled him. It's what gave him that fire. It's what made him push his teammates the way he did in practice, the way Jordan did. He did all the same shit. And I wouldn't call it a wannabe because a wannabe doesn't win 5 championships.
Yeah.
I call it emulation.
Yeah. I mean, he had the blueprint of what to do in MJ, but it's like, you still got to go and put in that work every single day. Like, just because you have the blueprint doesn't mean, we can all look at MJ. None of us are going to be even close to what MJ was. So he still has to do that work.
I think that's how the real world is. Like, I know for me, like when I was working at T-Mobile specifically, I'll say, I mean, Best Buy, all those places I've worked. I mean, I would take a lot of things from a lot of people that I valued within the company that I thought was pretty cool, that I thought was doing good, that was kind of showing me a path that I could choose. And then, then you just put your own kind of personal spin on it to make it yours, right? In so to speak. And I think that's what Kobe did. I think he did it great. I think he emulated because he watched arguably the best, and then he put his own little spin on it. His step back is probably the best step back we've ever seen in the game, Kobe's. And, a lot of that came from Jordan, but Kobe put his own spin on it. And I know exactly what that looks like in my mind. I have a photograph of it, right? I have a photograph of certain moves that Kobe did because obviously he took out the Nuggets. He took out so many different teams, and he emulated Jordan, who was the best, in my opinion, and just put his own spin on it. I think we all do that a little bit. I know I do that with work. Like, if somebody's going to show me the path, great. I'm going to kind of follow that, but I'm going to put my own spin on it and make it that much better in theory. Right. So.
LeBron is the greatest athlete to ever grace Earth. John King. He's just not the greatest basketball player, John King. That's fine. You can call him Atlas all you want. I love that argument too. He's the greatest athlete to ever grace Earth. When you have guys like Jim Thorpe in the 1900s not only winning Olympic gold medals, playing professional baseball, professional football, and professional basketball. And he's not in the conversation as greatest athlete of all time. Okay, that's fine. It's, different era, different people, different stuff. No one gives the old stuff any credit. Do you notice that? Anything past like 1960, no credit at all. Or just forget about them. They didn't do anything.
I think of like Eric Dickerson, and I think of Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson just didn't have the tenure that we would have loved to see. You want to talk about a badass athlete? Oh my God, jumping up walls, jumping over walls, breaking bats over his head, over his knee. You want to talk about a badass athlete? Oh man, Bo Jackson's up there.
Yeah, it was it's they're just two different things. I mean, whatever. People want to argue. I gave you guys the rundown on stats and all the stuff that matters. I gave you it a few shows ago. You can go look it up. I gave you every basketball stat that matters, and Jordan's ahead like 8-2. It's not even close. As far as the stats that matter.
Right.
Jim Thorpe wouldn't start on my high school team. Yeah, right. Okay. Here we go. Don't disrespect Jim Thorpe, you moron. Come on. Go do some research, my guy. Jim Thorpe wouldn't start on my high school team. That's terrible. It's not even a good argument, John. It's not even good. Bo Jackson would have been the greatest athlete of all time if he would have had the doctors and therapy that we have today. Taylor Toadvine. So that's what I'm saying. That's why that's an insane statement. The greatest athlete to ever grace Earth. Like so much. How much is attributed to technology, recovery, all the stuff that we know today, going back to everything that we know from everything about athletics, everything about improving over time. All the old guys set the stage for what these people become, but you can't just discredit their accolades and say they're no good because they weren't playing in the era that you lived in. Just because you live on Earth, that's the greatest time? No. Just because you saw it? No. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Right now is definitely not the greatest time for me, man. I got dizziness. I got nausea. I'm locked in a house. I don't know what the hell's going on. I hate this time.
What about Bobby Boucher? Chase says. you. Oh damn! What's he say? I can't think of the line now. Classic line from the movie. I just riffed it.
Oh, nice. Good one.
I just pooped it up there. Neighborhood. They had to use shitty equipment and shitty methods of traveling. John King cracking me up, Misha. Exactly. Trolling, bro. He's trolling. Trolling. We just don't have too much trolling in our chat. Tyler, Bo once went from MLB playoffs, no training camp, no practice, and breaking off 50-yard TDs in the NFL. Yeah, Bo was sick, dude. I just wish Bo wasn't so disconnected from the game today. I wish he wasn't sitting in his garage sharpening arrows.
His wife has to.
His wife's more involved. Yeah,
lure him in, and he's sharpening bows and arrows. He's like, "Yeah, I watched the first 20 minutes, and then I'm back to my man cave." Okay,
it's funny.
It is what it is.
Dallas, hit this for me real quick. You're talking about the UFC 249 card. I saw you post this on social media the other day. This card is pretty insane if it goes down.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to go down? May 9th is the set date.
So no, I don't think it does, but Dana somehow has come out, and I know you have a quote from Dana, and I'd like to hear that actually, and be reminded of that again, because he's just crazy. He's just crazy here lately. But check it out. He has came out and said he has the support of Florida State and senators all backing him this time, this date, this venue. So I still think it's a little too early. I think if it was the end of May, early June, no problem. But we're talking this fight, and then he's cramming 3 other fights, dude, in the month of May. He is locked and loaded. And I just think this is fucking outrageous. I think this is crazy.
It is, dude.
I know the UFC wants to set a precedent. I know they want to be the first sport to really get back into motion in this pandemic that we're going through. But dude, Dana White has lost his melons a little bit, man. Go ahead and hit me with that quote.
Dana White, this is funny. Dude, I seriously cannot stop thinking of Fire Festival every time I hear this fucking guy talk about this. It's insane.
Right. Totally.
Here's the quote from Dana White. He was on Instagram Live with Bret Okamoto late last week, or maybe over the weekend. And he said, "We are really putting an octagon on the beach. There's going to be training facilities there for people. There are hotels, and all the infrastructure is going to be built to have built for the UFC to have fights there." End quote. That just seems so you're just, not only you putting your fighters and everything else, in danger to do all this stuff. What about all of the manpower and the people that it takes to put one of these events on?
Yeah.
Forget the ref, forget the fighters, forget the commentators, forget the fans, all the people behind the scenes that it takes to put this thing on.
Who's building this island? Who's building all this shit? You know what I mean? Like, who's being put at risk to produce all this, and to the production of it, the building of it, all the back end stuff that it takes to make this work. This Dana White, man, is just, I mean, I love.
Is he pushing a little too hard? That's what I'm saying. Do you love it, or is he pushing too hard? Do you think it's kind of weird?
I love what Dana has done to the UFC and done for the UFC. The UFC is what it is today because of Dana White. It's a multi-billion-dollar business, and good for Dana. He's pushed it. He started out as like managing some of these fighters and grew to what he is doing today, running the UFC. That being said, no, I feel like it is forced as a mug right now. It is forced.
Well, you go to the UFC's website, and on their homepage, UFC 249, Ferguson versus Gaethje, Saturday, May 9th. And it says underneath, live sports return May 9th. So they're promoting. It feels to me like they're pushing to try and be first, to be back, to be first to give us live sports. And no one is like, Doug, I think we're all wanting sports back, but we're all wanting it back when it makes sense. I don't think anyone is like, well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just me that's not pushing. Maybe there are a ton of other people that are like, yeah, in the background cheering it on, like rooting. But is
he saying that they're building like a new infrastructure in Florida, or was that the
no?
the island that you're talking about?
That's for Fight Island.
Yeah, that's for Fight Island. Whatever.
So where is this going to be in Florida?
Doesn't say here yet.
Doesn't say.
It is,
and it says it could be ready as early as June. So I don't have any. Or on the quote, there's no info on where it's at.
I don't think the Florida thing is far-fetched. I think the island, like him building a whole infrastructure, that's insane, and that's not happening anytime soon. But him having a fight, or the UFC having a fight in Florida is not very far-fetched. I think this fight does go down.
Yeah. So this is at ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena in Jacksonville. I see it happening. It feels forced. It doesn't feel good, but he says he's got the senators and the state's approval this time. The Disney is not gonna, his older brother Disney, his boss is not gonna obviously throw this and complete the demise to the UFC. I don't think they're gonna shut it down, but the Fight Island, he is saying that he wants Fight Island to be available late June, early July. And I think that's absolutely crazy. I don't see that happening, but that's what he's aiming for. And he tells Bret Okamoto, he's like, I think in this same interview, he's like, you know what? When Fight Island's ready, I'll tell you. When we have a date, we have fighters, we have time, I'll tell you. I'm just like, God, dude. Just doesn't feel good.
That's the whole thing. I mean, but like I said, dude, maybe we're the only people that are feeling that way. Or not the only people, but maybe we're in the minority.
Do you know why I feel that way? I feel the same way with, like, obviously, this week, Colorado is starting to kind of lift the sanctions, obviously. And then May 1st, going into this new safer at home or whatever, where, you're not locked quarantine at home. You can kind of do some less essential stuff, that we wouldn't normally do. I think barbershops, nail salons open on Monday. Or the first, whatever day the first is. But for me, like, I'm not rushing in to do that because I know that it could be stripped away from me. And I think with sports, I feel the same way. It's like, dude, I want NBA playoffs to happen. I want there to be a championship team this year. I really, really do. But I don't want them to, like, open up gyms and open up all this stuff and kind of get started and then stop it again. Like that would just, that would not be good, man. It would, I'm excited. I'm pumped. Shut down again. Like I'm trying to be a realist because I don't want to get pumped about something that may not be here, because literally every day is a different thing. Every day, a different sanction is either lifted or instated. Every day, something's different. And for us to even, like, May 9th seems so far away. You know what I mean? Like NBA, the amount of 2 to 3 weeks to even a month of prep that these professional NBA stars need before they even start the league back up. Like, I just trying to be a realist because I don't want to get let down. I think that's where my head's at.
Let's get some reaction in the chat here. Yeah, Jacksonville, all this stuff. Okay. Having fights in islands isn't far-fetched. A small league called Big Dog once pulled it off. Socratic Mind. Masvidal, Cain Velasquez, Chael Sonnen all fought there. Interesting. Fail Beast, have the fight in Australia. We only had 2 positive cases in the country yesterday. Rona is out of here. He also said that I can't wait for sports to come back. Rona's dying down and time to get back to normal. Obviously, not all countries are in the same place. And that's the thing I think is the situation. I think especially, I mean, just our state in general, we have different, our governor just came out today and gave out different restrictions for different counties. So different counties are going to be acting accordingly based off of their cases. It's different for everyone. It's on a case by case basis. So I see that. I see certain countries maybe being better spots than others. I see things like that. Tyler Buck, I feel the same way. For example, the Avalanche have a deep, great roster. What if we won the Stanley Cup? I'd be pissed. I'd want to rage in the streets like those got to before us. Exactly. You want to be able to go out. You want to be able to celebrate. You want to be able to whatever. I want to have normalcy. I don't want sports to continue until we can go. That's what I would like. I don't really care about what I can't even watch. Like, WWE is so unwatchable without an audience. And I know it's a different thing and there's such a requirement for an audience there, but I don't know, dude. I don't want to watch sporting events with no crowds. Like, I don't know. It just feels weird. It feels like we're living in some alternate weird reality. And that's like, I don't want to live in a new normal. I just want to get things back to normal. Like, I'm going to get a job. I'll grind my ass off until it gets back to normal. I'll chill out.
Yeah. If it ain't normal, I'm not trying to act like it's normal.
Yeah. Let's just act like it is and move along. And meanwhile, people are dying. People are messing shit up. Taylor, the world wants to come back premature. Will only make us suffer in the long run because we'll be scared to come back a second time if this one backfires. It's going to be interesting with all this stuff, restrictions being lifted and everyone just like, oh, let's go back to normal. It's going to be really interesting to see if it overwhelms the healthcare system and we're in a big shitstorm, or it's fine and it just works out.
Phase 2 on its way. Yep.
It's going to be very interesting for that. But let me just run down the card really quickly. The card is crazy. They're going nuts for this card. Starting at the bottom of the main event card, Greg Hardy versus Jorgen De Castro. Jeremy Stevens versus Calvin Kattar. Francois Ngannou.
Francis Ngannou.
Oh, Francis. Yeah, sorry, not Francois.
I'm looking forward to this one, dude. This is gonna be blow fest.
Jairzinho Rosenstruck.
Yep.
Francis Ngannou. Henry Cejudo, Dominic Cruz. Championship fight there. Bantamweight title fight.
Yep. And
then that's the co-main. And then for the main event, Tony Ferguson versus Justin Gaethje. That's quite the card coming on May 9th. That goes down.
Yeah, check it out. So opening odds, dude, for UFC 249. So I just have Ferguson and Gaethje. So you have Ferguson at -180 and Justin Gaethje at +150. So, closer than what I thought, but obviously a heavy favorite for Tony Ferguson. And the one concern I have, and I think somebody already mentioned in the chat. So Ferguson, did you know that he already made weight for the fight that was supposed to happen? He put himself on social media weighing himself at home. Did you see that?
No.
So Ferguson, to make 155, I think is the weight. is really tough for Ferguson, because I think normally he's walking around at 170, 175. That's his normal weight. So to make 155, that's a lot of dedication. That's a big cut, dude, for him. So the fact that he's already made it once, which I think was now a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, and now he has to make it yet again for May 9th for that fight. I don't know if that's going to hinder him. I don't know if that's going to help him, but I will tell you, for him already making the weight once, I think that's going to get into Gaethje's head a little bit. Like, this guy was determined to fight. This guy was ready to fight, because I don't think Gaethje was, once they realized that that fight wasn't going to happen, Gaethje was eating enchiladas, tortillas, fucking beers. Trust me on that. Not Tony Ferguson, dog. This guy was dedicated, and that shit's going to get in your head. It will. But I don't know, for him having to make that weight and that much of a cut yet again, and that close of proximity of time, I'm a little worried about Ferguson on that.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I think we had 1 million positive cases last I heard in the US from neighborhood. Serious question though. Do they fight with masks on? That'd be funny.
Yeah.
But just blood, just all bloody.
Yeah, that would be a no, but yeah, that'd be crazy.
Speaking of masks, have you guys seen Barry? Did you guys watch Barry? Have you seen Barry at all? That's a series on HBO.
Huh?
No.
Someone told, I don't remember who it was, but shout out to whoever it was that told me or told us to watch it in the chat a couple shows ago. My girlfriend and I finished both seasons, and funny stuff, good stuff. It's Bill Hader, dude, and he's an actor and a drama teacher, or he's like, he's a hitman. And during his hit, he gets caught like up in this acting gig, and he decides he wants to become an actor. And while he's still a hitman, but there's a scene there where he's wearing a ski mask and he gets his fucking ass beat, and he takes the mask off, and it's just red only right here. It looks like he just has a red goatee because he got his ass beat with a ski mask on. And it's just straight red right there. So when we were talking about fighting with a mask on, it just reminded me of that. But yeah, he's like, it's just a straight blood red goatee. Looks absolutely hilarious. Dalton Ward, that was your boy right here. Thank you, dude. Fail Beast. Barry is awesome. Just watched the first season. So good. Yeah, check it out, man. It's on HBO. It's called Barry. It's a series with Bill Hader. 2 seasons done. And it's good shit. Thank you, Dalton.
You know what? Since we are on like TV series, documentaries, whatever, let me put you guys on game real quick. I know there's so much shit to watch. Barry, all these other shows, The Last Dance, all this shit. Check this out, dude. There is a new Beastie Boys story that just came out, and Spike Jonze was actually the director of it. Spike Jonze has done a lot of stuff. Spike Jonze,
skateboarder.
Yeah, dude, skateboarder.
I got it.
Oh, that was a joke, though.
Oh, what happened?
Get it,
I was
Mike
just trying
Jones,
to get you
Spike
to do the
Jones.
Mike Jones thing.
Oh, gotcha.
Come on, Dal.
You know, that was a time of hip hop, dude, that I just didn't fuck with. I'm just, whatever. I'm out.
What do you mean?
Wasn't
Back
down
then
with
they
the
didn't
H
want
time?
me. Now I'm hot hoes all
Nope.
on me.
Nope.
That was
didn't
a great time.
No,
Switch
dude,
the house
I
era.
was. Oh, dude, I was still back in grunge 94 for sure.
You weren't tipping on faux foes, wrapped in faux foes?
No,
What about-
absolutely not.
What about Camilitary, man?
Oh, you weren't
Paul
Camilitary
Wall.
man. The name they
No.
say that's running
That
the
was
game,
Oh, man,
Camilitary
that was
man.
like the best time. One of the
Dude,
best times in hip hop.
Paul Wall, if I wanted to get some jewelry, possibly a grill, Paul Wall's my guy. Outside of that, his music, not for me. Bubba Sparks, however,
Oh,
a
God.
little deliverance. Now I can dig some of that. Now getting back to my point, because you all need to get tuned into this. If you fuckers like music, anybody out there that likes music, you guys have got to watch this Beastie Boys story. It is an Apple TV Plus exclusive. Director is Spike Jonze. We know Spike Jonze from Jackass. We know Spike Jonze from directing a lot of actual Beastie Boys videos. I'm trying to think some of his videos, but obviously the Intergalactic Planetary, that was one of his videos that he directed for the Beastie Boys. But dude,
I know him from all the skateboarding shit and the Jackass shit. That's
totally,
right,
dude. Big Brother back in the day, like all those different WordPresses. Spike Jonze was a big part. He was a pillar in that community for sure. That being said, the Beastie Boys story is so sick. Okay, this is a documentary, and it goes through kind of their whole lives from their starting point, with being on not Rockefeller Records, but shit, what was the record label now with Run DMC? Shit, who was
Def Jam?
it? Yeah, Def Jam. There you go.
Okay.
They're starting out with Def Jam, and then how they made all that money and any of the demands they wanted for their shows, their live shows, and Did you know they started their career opening, their big break was opening for Madonna? Did you know that? Oh, dude. Just
what's this
like
show
that.
called again? What's the name of it?
It's called Beastie Boys Story. And it's an Apple TV Plus exclusive, directed by Spike Jonze. Now, here's what made this documentary so great. So they did this live and then obviously recorded it, edited it, and put it out. But they did it live in a theater. And it was obviously Ad Rock, who's still alive, because MCA passed away, right? Adam Yauch. He passed away years ago from cancer. But Ad Rock and then obviously Mike D, those two were on the stage in this theater, and Spike Jonze had all the clips and everything that they were talking about behind them. And it was a real interesting way of doing a documentary because they were explaining what they lived through. And like they would throw out a couple stories to certain clips, like almost like behind the scenes shit. But that was how the whole documentary was done. And having that live audience kind of reacting. And again, it was pre-recorded with an audience. And then obviously that was edited out and put out. It was a real cool dynamic because it just made it so much more personable, having them talk about it, sharing these like really crazy stories and laughing and making jokes and puns with it. Dude, I thought it was done super, super well. And it was very informative. And if you love music, if you love hip hop, you love Beastie Boys, you love rock, I mean, talking about the festivals, talking about MCAs, like going from like this crazy man to like being almost their director of some of their videos. And then he had like an alter ego that I didn't know about. I'm a big, huge Beastie Boys fan. And then talking about the Tibet stuff, how he kind of went on these like soulful journeys to learn more about himself and, you know, these holistic and Buddhism and all this shit. Dude, it was dramatic. It was funny. It was great. A lot of emotions in there. Super well.
How many episodes or whatever seasons?
It's an hour and 59 minutes, and it's a one-part documentary.
2 hour just documentary.
2 hour documentary. Okay. That's it.
I'll check it out.
Man, you got to check that out. It was really, really cool, man.
Dal, you're getting flamed in the chat. For hating that era, and also Dal
was I hate it.
John King, Dal was probably listening to Soundgarden.
I was
in that era.
That's accurate.
You were still listening to Soundgarden in 2005?
I'm still listening to Soundgarden now. I just bought one of their new vinyls. Just get out of here, dude. And it's not that I didn't like that era of rap. It's you don't like something if you don't know anything about it, and that was what it was. I just didn't know anything about it. I just didn't mess with it. That's all.
Bubba Sparks is trash from Neighborhood. Taylor Toadvine, Bubba Sparks, below not good.
Oh, wow.
John King, don't you ever compare Bubba to Paul Wall. LOL. People are just not. People are not liking that, man. Neighborhood, Young Jock. You don't like that, Dow?
I don't know anything about Young Jock.
Dow.
Nothing.
N-words in my face. Damn near every day. Asking me a question like, Jock, where you stay?
I seriously don't know
College
anything.
Park, where they top cars, eat 20 grand, spend $1,000 at the bar.
Nothing.
Oh, come on, Dow. Oh.
I know nothing about that world of hip hop at that time. I really don't.
You would know that if you heard the music and everything. You would know. You know that song.
Oh, he doesn't know it by me saying the lyrics to him.
No, I still don't know.
That's not good enough.
You need that. You need the melody too.
I know. I'm just playing.
It's going down.
Misha, that's exact, dude. Right when you said that, Misha put it in the chat. It's going down.
I'm sending you an album to listen to.
Send me a playlist of that time, and then I'll report back to you next cast and say, you know what, I fuck with this shit. And it's not that I never did. It's not that I didn't like it. I just don't know anything about it. It was never on my iPod. It was never on my playlist. I didn't care. I just stuck with what I knew at that time. You
weren't leaning with it and rocking with it?
Absolutely not. I am more open-minded to any type of music than what I've ever been in my entire life. I was always a rock guy. I really, really was.
I'm going to let you know right now. You got to go download that Thug Motivation 101, Young Jeezy. That is, bro, that album right there. During that time, I don't even know how long that stayed in my CD player at that time. It was just Manny Fresh on that thing. Akon and Young Jeezy. Hey, Soul Survivor on that thing. Every time I do it for my hood. And every time. Oh, so many classics on that album, one. Bro.
I've heard that one.
Bro. That Thug Motivation 101 was standing ovation. There you go. Standing ovation was, oh gosh, you got to get on that now. You got to get on that Jeezy, bro. Get your headphones in. Go ride your BMX around the cul-de-sac.
Okay.
Get familiar.
I was thinking about hitting that park in the DTC.
Dude, the Greenwood Village. Yeah.
Or Greenwood Village. Okay.
Yeah, that place is great. Hey, Chase has got your back. Kansas boy. You're good now, pal.
Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah.
Bud.
If it wasn't Bad Company or Boston or the Eagles, I was probably out.
All right, Dow, let's hit this really quickly. We're an hour and 24 minutes into the show. We have not touched the draft yet. So let's go into that and then we'll get some sneaks on the sneaks. And then maybe we can finish up with a couple like a light story or two, depending on our time. But our time goes not very good. Our time management.
Right out the window.
Yeah. Nice one. I like that.
Thank you.
Trying to grab hold, waiting to watch. Wasted it all in the hands of the clock. I got you.
Yep.
Who else got me in the chat on that one? Who knows that? Who knows the band on that one?
Ain't nobody know that band.
If somebody knows that band in the chat, first one, I'll give them a pair of wrestling socks. I got some later. There you go.
Do you have any Bret the Hitman Heart?
I got the Hitman.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, I got the Hitman. Montreal Screwjob edition. All right, NFL draft. We don't have to go crazy on it. It was the highest rated draft in history. No surprise there. Right. Let's just start out here. Did you like the format of this one better than the other? Because I saw a lot of people really saying, oh, wow, this worked so well. I enjoyed it. And I saw a lot of good stuff. I saw some people complaining, but where were you at?
Yeah, with this one, man, I kind of liked it. I was glad that they did bring the booing of Goodell back. I was super pumped that made it back because at first he wasn't getting booed. No, he was trying to rev up the people, obviously the fans of the teams that they had.
Dude, how cringy was that to watch?
Oh, it was bad. He's like, "Come on, guys, what about this pick?" I'm like, "Oh, dude, now you're a cheerleader, Goodell. You suck. You suck."
He didn't sound like he was cheerleading. That was my problem. He sounded like this. Come on, guys, you can do better than that. Everybody, come on, boo me.
Come on,
why
guys,
aren't you booing?
Your picks up.
Yeah, like it was not good. There was no cheerleading going on.
Yeah,
John King got it with the LP in the chat. He got the lyrics.
Did he? Nice.
Linkin Park. Nice one, JK.
Right out the window.
That guy knows his music, bro. Did I get it? I'm behind, he said. You were the first one to get it, bro. You're the first one. Socks.
Yeah. I think you already gave him a pair of socks for something else. That guy's always in the game. Always in the game.
I think did he get the flare ones? I don't remember which ones he got.
So
anyway, sorry.
So going back to the draft. Obviously back to the draft. I think, yes, it was entertaining. I thought it was cool. I thought it was kind of neat to get a little background literally of, these war zones that, is that what they call them? War zones or whatever the behind the scenes were? Is that what they call them? War zones? Damn,
War rooms.
Yeah.
You threw me off.
Yeah, so I thought it was kind of cool to see some of the war rooms, even if it was a kitchen, seeing their kids, having the interactions there. I thought that was kind of cool. It was kind of a different flavor. But it was entertaining enough to grip it. I think obviously getting through the picks, I think obviously after day one and after that first round, they went through them pretty quick. So getting that backstory, getting that background was less and less, which is what they typically do in any normal draft. But yeah, man, I was actually tuned in and I looked forward to it. Typically, I don't watch the draft after the first round. And this one, I was locked in on Saturday, dude. I was pumped to see it on Saturday. I was pumped to see it Friday. I mean, I thought it was entertaining for sure. I don't think it was the greatest thing, but I think a lot of that is just because there's nothing else to watch and I have to be entertained. And it was enough to keep me gripped. And I thought it was cool. It wasn't the greatest, but it was cool.
In the chat, Jerry on his yacht. Yeah, who did you think had the best setup? I mean, it wasn't even close, right?
Cliffsbury or Kingsbury.
Cliffsbury. I like Cliffsbury.
Cliffsbury. Kingsbury. Dude,
Cliff Kingsbury, easily the best setup, dude. Out in Arizona.
All alone. Dude, I heard there was a Lego set being made already of his setup. Because it was so
really?
great.
That's funny.
Dude,
bro,
his setup. What a playboy.
How do you get that
playboy.
house? It looks like an office building at a Fortune 500 company, just the glass. Yeah. And then you look out to a sick yard, to a sick mountain view.
Wow.
Over a sick pool.
Yeah.
Like It was the whole thing was just absolute fire.
I thought it was Kylie Jenner's new house. Did you hear? She bought one. She bought a new house. 36
mil, dude. Yeah.
36.5 mil, dog.
Did you hear it was on the market for 45 mil?
Oh, she got a deal. Good for her.
I know this is a good time to buy.
Yeah.
She's taking advantage of the market. Now, I don't know for sure if this was COVID-19 related or she talked them down with her negotiating skills, but either way, I know the house was listed for 45 and she paid 36.5.
That's a deal.
Steely. God, that's a steely, no dance.
She saves $9 million fucking dollars. $9 million that you and I will never see together in our lives.
Why are you shortchanging us, bro?
Mr. Amazon and Mr. Dow over here selling one house and thinks he's king shit.
Oh man.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. So overall, the draft, it was whatever. I could take it or leave it. I feel like they kind of do that anyway. It wasn't, other than obviously not having the public version, they always have cameras at people's houses reacting to their thing. I felt like,
right.
But I did see a lot of chatter online about, I could see this being the future of the draft. This could be the future. ESPN saving so much money. So many people loved it. Highest rated draft ever. No, the NFL does not care about that. They don't care about spending money either. The NFL has never been a frugal business. The NFL is never going to be accused of being cheap. They're not. They spend money all the time. They'd rather go to a city, blow that city up, spend the money, have the huge hype, have all the pomp and circumstance in there, bring the picks in, and bring all the crowd out and show them that we're the big dogs, we're the NFL. They would never want to do this again. Now, they'll do it if they have to, but I think they may take some aspects of this draft, but this is not the future of the NFL draft, guys. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know why that's floating around out there. That's my opinion. But
did you see that they announced, obviously, I think next year it's in Cleveland and the year after they're going back to Vegas.
And then where they're going the year after that?
No.
Let's see. Well, you should know because you're a really big fan. No, they're going to Kansas City. Pile of crap out there. Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Hopefully the stadium doesn't fall down by then. That shit was built in the 70s.
I know. All they have over there that's decent and worth the shit is Tyreek the Freak, and then your QB over there, and a little bit of barbecue. That's about all they got going on over there.
That's your spot, guy.
But
I thought it was going to be LA, but then I read that they gave LA the option of either doing the draft or the Super Bowl. Obviously, they chose the Super Bowl.
Easy.
So
that's
they
why
weren't going to give.
But
the Rams were going to get it for that new stadium they're building out there, Stan Kroenke, but they chose the Super Bowl instead, obviously. So that's the next 3 drafts lined up. Assuming they go down, you got Cleveland next year, you got Vegas on a retry in 2022, and then you got Kansas City in 2023. That's where we're at currently.
Gotcha.
So shout out to the Chiefs. Speaking of the Chiefs, I mean, did you see the AFC West, the Broncos and the Raiders just loading up on speed, trying to keep up with the Chiefs?
Hell yeah, I did.
Have you heard they're called the Legion of Zoom now?
Oh, really?
The Chiefs, yeah. Rename their nickname, Legion of Zoom.
Who came up with that?
I have no idea, but I've seen it all over the place. Everyone is trying to keep up with the Legion of Zoom out in the AFC West. I don't know what the hell the Chargers are doing. Still being the Chargers, I guess. But the Raiders and Broncos are trying to stack speed on offense. And overall, I loved the Broncos draft, except for the lack of an offensive tackle. I think that's been the overwhelming sentiment around here in Denver. Everyone likes the speed. Most people like the picks, but the fact that we did not take an offensive tackle and you're still going to rely on Garrett Bowles, what's that speed going to do for you when you hear you have Mile High Stadium going absolutely insane because Jerry Jeudy catches a 69-yard bomb over the top from Drew Lock, and then it gets called back, and you hear holding, offense number 72, 5-yard penalty, repeat first down, and it gets brought all the way back. All the momentum comes out. That's my concern. That's my real concern here.
When you're averaging 1.5 penalties a game, like, what are we doing here? Man, we should have got rid of Bowles, not fucking Derek Wolfe. I don't know what the hell we're doing. But anyways, 2 different positions. I get it, but I'm just saying Bowles needs to go. It's interesting. It's interesting to me that they didn't choose to address that. And it's interesting to me that they didn't go after Trent Richardson. He basically, now I know Richardson, I read that he had right to refusal. I don't know if he refused the Broncos, but I do know it was reported he did refuse the Vikings
Vikings tried to trade for him, tried to offer a better offer than the Niners, and they turned it down. So, yeah, he went with the Niners.
Yeah. Now now was he upset in Washington? What happened with that relationship? Do you know much more about that?
Yep.
Okay.
Remember, he sat out all last season.
I remember that, but like what?
Not to play. He didn't like Jay Gruden. Him and Jay Gruden and management and everyone just didn't get along over there in Washington.
I thought it was something with like an injury that
Jay
wasn't taken
Gruden
serious.
is out. That's right. You're right.
It was an injury it was an injury or something that wasn't taken serious, or he didn't like the way it was handled, and he's
medical
like,
staff.
Yep, that's
You're totally right. You're totally right. That was somebody else I was thinking about. Yep, it was an injury situation over there. Bowles wears mids. Misha in the chat.
No shit.
Very underrated comment.
Oh man.
Tyler Buck before that, he says Bowles smokes mids. Garrett Bowles smokes mids.
Oh man.
Choner, nobody has Showtime. Sorry, Busters. I don't know. Apparently the Packers think Jordan Love's the next Showtime. What are they doing, huh?
God, that was crazy, dude.
Was that one of the worst? I mean, we're not over here giving out draft grades. I hate that. Giving out draft grades out the day after the draft. How do you grade when these guys haven't even touched the field yet? The draft grade should be given out 3 years after each draft. Or, you know what I mean? Like, give them 3 years to see what they're doing. We should just now be grading like the 2017 draft, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if we're being fair to these guys.
Yeah.
What are we grading here? What are we grading? Their college career? I'm not sure. I got 1,500 notifications for draft grades on my phone this weekend. I don't know what we're grading. What's the grade point average? Right. I don't understand.
I think for me, another miss was probably Philadelphia, man. What are the Eagles doing bringing Jalen Hurts over there when Carson Wentz, like, do they not believe in Carson Wentz? Is that a slap in the face? I didn't really understand that move. Can you shed some light on that?
We were talking to, I was talking to Philly Mayer about that a little bit on the draft. And he was just kind of, he was really pissed off on Thursday night. And then he said they came back Friday and made some trades. Yeah. Did a little bit better, but he was pretty pissed at the GM on Thursday night for that. Not only for passing on Justin Jefferson, the star LSU wideout, to take Jalen Reagor. They take him first, and then they do. Then they go get Jalen Hurts
second. Yep.
That made no sense. But here's what I think. From everything I read, I tried to read up on it. I tried to get some perspective on both sides, just to try to understand, which I did with the Packers situation and Matt LaFleur taking Jordan Love as well. But from what I understand, in the Eagles situation, they had Carson Wentz got hurt, and he had the gimped out Josh McCown last year, just messed up. They didn't really have an option. If you take Jalen Hurts, you got now a solid backup for Carson Wentz in case anything happens. And you also have a bargaining chip, kind of a la what the Patriots have done the past few seasons, so with some of their backups, Jimmy Garoppolo, things like that. They've been able to turn those backups into picks or into better players down the road. So that's kind of what I have read that the Eagles are looking for. They wanted a solid backup for Carson Wentz. God forbid anything happens to him serious, because he's already had big time injuries. He's already missed quite a bit of time as a pro. So God forbid anything happens to Wentz, Hurts is now there to step in.
Gotcha.
If they don't need him to step in, then you got bargaining chip later on.
Yeah, which has been kind of commonplace though with the Eagles the last few years. So I get that.
That's what I can get from it. That's what I can get from the whole situation there. As far as going back to the Packers really quickly, the Jordan Love pick, I really don't understand. And I tried to read up and get the other side, and there really was no other side. Everyone just doesn't really understand, other than the fact that they're just continuing the same philosophy that they did with Favre to Rodgers.
Yep.
And it's just like, hey, this is what we got to do. You were in that position. Hopefully you understand. And I think Aaron's going to take the high road on it. I don't think he's going to complain, but I know he's not happy deep down. The guy's a diva. He's definitely not happy deep down. Not only that, I'm not saying he's a diva because he should be happy. I'm just saying he's known to be a diva. And I agree with him not being happy. They didn't get him any weapons. They didn't go draft a wide receiver last year or this year. What are they going to do? And it's not even like they went out and went in free agency and got anybody. They picked up Devin Funchess in free agency.
I know.
That was their big acquisition. Devin Funchess. Okay. All right.
Dude, and they came back on their second pick, dude, with AJ Dillon, a running back who literally Rodgers and was it who's their running back now? Packers running back last year. He was sick. Who's the Packers running back?
Damn it.
I can't even think of it now.
You caught me super off guard with that.
Me too, man. I can't even think of him now. Should I even had him last year?
Ty Montgomery was the guy that was rotating, but then it was after that it was
the big dog.
Jeez, dude, I had him on fantasy.
Chat, help us out. So what happened?
Aaron Jones,
Aaron Jones, there you go. God damn. So what happened was those two literally carried the Packers as far as they went. And you try to replace Aaron Rodgers' first pick, you try to replace Aaron Jones' second pick, nobody really was down, trying to get like a running back necessarily in the second round. It was so wide receiver heavy. It would have made so much more sense. But dude, I mean, if I had to give those fucks a grade, which I don't grade because I don't know enough about this shit. I mean, they're at least a D. They're a D minus for sure. I don't understand those. I don't understand those first three picks. The tight end as their third pick, Josiah DeGuerra or whatever his name is. I mean, I kind of understand the tight end opportunities over there. That makes sense to me. But oh my god, dude, that was Green Bay.
Yeah, what another disappointment that was, huh? Jimmy Graham coming in there at tight end. That was just another misfire. Yeah. There for sure. But it's almost like they're looking at Rodgers like Brady, like Belichick was Brady. Like, hey, you're a great player. You and McDaniels go figure it out. Build the offense and figure it out with the guys we got. You guys are smart. You guys can do it. I have all the faith in you. It's like that's what LaFleur just did to Rodgers over there.
Yeah.
Hey, you got it, buddy.
Yeah,
figure it out.
Got this.
You're a great player. You're a great weapons. You don't need weapons. You're a great player. You got it. Mm-hmm. You got it under control. No big deal. What did you think of Kansas City? In the first round with the last pick at 32, taking Clyde Edwards-Helaire. That was a great pickup, dude. And I was fantastic. Pissed. I was like, damn it. You have to see that fucker twice a year now too?
Yep. No, dude, at that draft spot, I thought that was sweet.
Dude, that was such a sick pick by them, bro. I was so jealous of Kansas City for that one.
Yeah. And they don't really have an identity over there at all for the running back. So it's like,
he's going to eat catching out of the backfield too, dude. He's going to eat.
This, like we've always said, competition really drives, really drives kind of the bullet forward here. And I think that's what plays with these guys. Having Clyde come in there, dude, and with their Williams, and then they still have Frank the Tank Gore over there. Like there's really no identity over there.
Wait, with Frank Gore, is he over there?
I think Frank Gore's over there, isn't he?
I don't know. Maybe. Well, not anymore. Man, I don't know.
God, I don't remember.
I'll look it up. Go ahead.
Long story short, they don't have an identity over there. So I think this plays really, really well, especially the draft pick they got him at. I think that's great, man.
No, they got Damian Williams and that
I remember
what's
Williams.
That other dude? What's that other dude's name? The guy that was supposed to be Spencer Ware.
Yeah, and wait, it wasn't Frank Gore. It was Shady McCoy. They got Shady McCoy.
I was like, Frank Gore. What are you talking about?
Shady McCoy.
I don't know if that's the thing. I'm not up on the Chiefs like that. I don't know if Spencer Ware or Shady McCoy are still there this year, or they went to free agency. I have no idea. I haven't heard of them signing with anyone else. So I assume they're still with them. But with Edwards-Helaire, you're not going to keep Shady, Spencer Ware, Damian Williams, and Edwards-Helaire. So you're going to have to do something there. Maybe they keep 4 backs. I doubt it.
I don't think they keep 4.
I don't think so. But Broncos are in the same situation in a weird way. Why are they drafting running backs too? What are we doing?
I know.
And could they draft a couple more guys with names we can't pronounce, please? I feel like I can pronounce about 2 names out of that whole draft. That's why I didn't run down the list for you. I don't sound like an idiot.
What do you think about their center pick? What do you think about that pickup?
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Needed that.
Yeah.
Needed that. Chase in the chat, they won't re-sign Shady. There you go.
Gotcha.
All right, good. Good to know. Good to know.
Man, I don't know. We've got some speed freaks though. Denver, man. If Phil Lindsay, dude, if Melvin Gordon can stay healthy, Jared Jeudy, dude, Hamler over there. Hamler is a speedster, man. I think he could do big things. So Drew Lock, that fool's got a lot of pressure in his sophomore season, man. We'll see what he does.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I wonder if they drafted him as like a kick return, punt return guy, or like a gadget guy, or what they're really going to use him for.
Little special team action for sure.
But you remember they picked up Deontay Spencer from the Chiefs as the return specialist. So I was a little confused there, but maybe he's not going to be on returns. Maybe he's not going to do specials. He's just going to do gadget shit on offense. Yeah. But he's dangerous. I know he's dangerous. I don't think people are saying Tyreek Hill. He's not quite Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is. I just don't think anyone is Tyreek Hill. People just throw Tyreek Hill's name around like he's not one of the most special speedsters I've ever seen in my life.
If you have somebody with a lot of speed, all of a sudden Tyreek Hill.
He's Tyreek Hill, right?
It doesn't make any sense.
It's Tyreek Hill, and then there's like another tier of the next speedsters, totally. Dude. There just is. Like, until someone else shows me it on the NFL field, I don't want to see it I don't want to see the 40 time. I don't want to see it at the combine. I want to see it on the field, on an NFL field. I want to see him like Tyreek Hill. Then I'll put him in that category. Until then, there's nobody else in that.
Waving back with the peace sign.
Exactly. Trust me, we have to see that fool twice a year. I know Tyreek Hill. I've been seeing that fool. Nightmares.
He's bad news. Yeah.
Let's move on, Dow. Let's go into sneakers.
Let's do it.
Quite a bit of stuff going down. I'll just start here. I sold my Fearless ones. I don't know if you saw that on Twitter.
I did see that. You made some money.
I sold them used. They're 9.5 out of 10. I only used them for the on feet, but I hated how the toe was wrinkling. The toe wrinkled after just a couple steps in them for the on feet. And I was like, can't do it. Can't do it. I'm not going to ever wear this shoe. I can't just have it sitting here burning a hole. So I look them up and they're going for like 210, 215. So I'm like, that's a little bit low, but you know what I'm going to do? I still have them union laced from the review. So I'm like, I'm just going to put them up used and leave them union laced. And I'm going to throw them up for 275 and just get absurd. Maybe someone will love the union lacing enough and they'll pay for it. That was my thought in my head. So I do that about 2-3 weeks ago, list them up. Boom. They sold the other day. Then I went and looked at all the pairs. Now all the regular pairs, a DS pair is $295 on Go. I'm like, oh my God, I shortchanged myself after I thought I was really killing it,
Yeah, totally.
But that just tells you guys, moral of the story here, keep an eye on those damn Jordan 1s, man. Keep an eye. I don't know. Jordan 1s are just, one day you look at them and they're 210. The next day you look at them and they're 290. And I don't know why. There's no rhyme or reason. But just keep an eye on those Jordan 1s, man. They fluctuate like crazy.
Dude, they're literally the Yeezy 350s of like last year. Like early last year, those things would have good value to start from in comparison to what they are today. And then they would just increase like a couple weeks later, a couple months later, all of a sudden they're like double. That's what Jordan 1s are doing this year. It just takes a little time.
Have you been selling any of or you told me you were selling some kicks before the show. How many?
Dude, that's the crazy thing about GOAT, man. Like I always have a good amount of used always on there at any given time, right? Just in case. And I'm like you, like I have the Solar Anikis, which I love that pair. It's like one of my just favorite shoes that I own. And I have a lot of sick shoes. That's just one of my favorites. It's so easy to wear, easy to slip on, super comfortable. And it's solar yellow. You can't go wrong with that. But I have that pair on there for a stupid amount. It hasn't sold yet, obviously, but I have a slew of just Boost shoes at any given time, just ready to sell. But I threw a couple others up there with pretty aggressive prices just because I didn't need them and they were dead stock and I just couldn't wear them or they weren't comfortable. So yes, I sold 4 pairs in the last 48 hours.
Wow.
Dude,
going in.
And 2 of them were dead stock. 2 of them were just used pairs that I had up there. I sold the white pair of the Nice Kick Woodstock collab because the black pair that I have, it's just the special box, the special packaging.
You're never going to wear that white pair either.
It's way better. Those were still dead stock. So I threw those up and within 24 hours or less, those sold at a great price, for me. And those are dead stock. I also sold a pair that I really liked that I just got here recently and they were just too bulky and too heavy. And I bought 2 Air Max 90s almost at the same time. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get rid of the one that I don't like as much. So I did just sell the black undefeated Air Max 90 because I do have the I kept the camo, the duck camo Air Max 90 instead. So I cut a man loose there, the Woodstocks, I sold the Desert Sage Yeezys. With the orange on the inside, it's got the reflective stripe on the side. It was.
Oh yeah.
I usually wear 10.5s and 350s and take out the insole. So this was an oop at retail from our homie Ryan Morgan, who I met at the mall, and that was the last time I was at the mall. That was the last time I went to the mall before this quarantine bullshit. But it was a size 10. So I almost bought it for the cast and thought, well, you know what? This has a reflective stripe. Maybe I'll make some value back. I kept them dead stock, and I made like $68, which isn't bad with Yeezys 350s. That ain't bad right now. Sold those, and then my last pair I sold was the Bodega joints because they were 9.5. They were too small for me, and the Bodega Saucony collab.
Yeah,
because they're awful. So I sold those.
That's not bad though. At least you didn't get rid of. Do you ever sell stuff? You're like, God damn it! I wish that didn't sell.
Oh, dude, of course, man. Because I move so much product because I try to.
But it doesn't seem like this time it was any of those, right? It was none of that going on.
And they weren't quite all GRs, but I mean, pretty close. I mean, everything sold out. The Desert Sage sold out. The Undefeated Air Max is sold out. The Bodegas sold out, and the Nice Kicks. But it's funny. Did you see the Nice Kicks Woodstock have been restocking today and yesterday off a Nice Kicks website?
No,
I sold them at the perfect time.
Wow.
I got my value and ran.
Only the white ones, right?
Only the white ones. I got to keep the black ones because the special packaging and all that.
No.
shit,
Only the white ones have been restocking. Sorry,
yes,
that's what I was asking.
Yes.
Okay.
No, if the black ones would have, I would have hit you up. Trust me. So
I would have hit you up. Okay.
I would have hit you up, guy. But yeah.
In the chat, TTF, have you sold those size 13 Yebras? No, dude. I put those on the ones I put on my IG story. Are you talking about the zebras? Wait, I'm getting confused. I get confused. Are the Yebras the yellow ones?
Yeah, the frozen yellow ones. The frozen yellow joints. Did you sell those?
Do I have a size 13? Maybe I do. No. Oh, you know what? No, dude. I had 2 size 12s, and I did sell the other one. They recently sold on I don't remember, one of the sites, one of the apps, and then. Oh, he did say zebras. Or he said, I mean zebras. Yeah, gotcha. Dude, I still have those because I put those on Instagram. Bro, they're basically dead stock. They were stepped in for an on feet. They were not worn anywhere. They're mint condition. They're 9.9 out of 10. And I put them up on IG, on my IG story, and nobody wanted them. Nobody bit. So I just literally listed them up on my Goat maybe 2 days ago. So if you want them, let me know. But I just put them up on there, on Goat. Are you having any issues with Goat, Dallas, as far as getting delays and stuff, getting payments or getting?
Yeah, I mean, there's a good amount of delays. So like the Woodstocks, let's see, I shipped those in last Monday, and they just got delivered today. So I imagine I'll probably see another 2 to 3 days before I have the payout, is what I'm guessing. And then I have a couple other pairs. One will arrive there tomorrow. So again, I'm thinking it's about 2 to 4 days from when they receive it to when you get your payout. So, I mean, there's obviously delays, but I there's some people on my Twitter timeline that are saying like a shoe arrived April 9th at Goat and they still haven't got payout. Like that shit's crazy to me. I haven't had any of that bullshit, but
look at this, dude.
What's that?
Taylor in the chat. Fucking Goat. Seller confirmed on 4/2 and a second pair on 4/6. I still have no shoes. That's worse than what you just said. 4/9.
Wow. Dude,
that's wicked.
And especially buying them, you have funds that you put out. Not that you're trying to get back or recoup. You put money out. Damn, and still don't have any shoes. That's a long time. Yeah, I'm not about that.
That is absolutely nuts.
That sucks, man.
Nuts. Dude, did I mention on the last cast? Sorry, I'm having a senior moment. Did I mention the homie Blake G and Misha had checks on the way from Vices?
No, you didn't?
No.
Dude, so was that last show we talked about that, or was it the show before? Damn, I'm like having a mad.
That was 2 shows ago.
2 shows ago.
Yeah, it was Thursday show. I totally
forgot. Oh, my man Blake G. I'm so sorry, dog. Blake G got his check from Vices right after we had talked about it on the show. Coincidence? I don't know. But my man got his check. Misha got some money coming. He didn't get full payment, but he has like $6,000 and shit over there. So I think he got like half or something. Wow. But Blake G got his full, and he sent us $100 for the cast to buy lunch. I'm like, no, he's buying us 3 lunches. Bro.
Oh, wow.
So thank you to Blake
sick.
G.
Man.
Yeah, man. He shot it over to the most underrated podcast at Gmail on PayPal. And I really appreciate that, dude. We really appreciate that. We are ordering pizza.
Sure. You sure there's not something deeper going on here?
What do you mean?
You sure it's not you called in a little favor, applied some pressure?
At Vices?
The Italian side of your family?
It was it's coincidence. It's coincidence.
He's over here paying protection now.
Things got done. Things got handled. That's all we need to know. We don't need to get into details. The check was in the mail. My man had the check in his hand. That's all that matters.
All right.
Are you applying a little pressure? Trying to get me pinched, bro. Damn. All right. So yeah, shout out to Blake G, dude. That was
that was super nice.
That was wicked sick. Thank you, bro. And I'm glad you got your check. I'm glad you got your money. I'll always do anything I can to help our community here. I love the shit out of you guys. I downloaded TikTok just so I can follow John King. So there it is. Just trying to help everyone out. Let's do this, Dow. You said there's some controversy on the Supreme box logo, the COVID box logo?
Yeah, I mean,
what's the drama?
Yeah, not really controversy necessarily, but so they obviously had, somewhere between probably 100, 150 of those shirts allotted to friends and family, right? I agree with that. I think there's probably more, but if you want to call that controversy, sure, you may as well. But the problem was with this, like I had 2 of my buddies, Just Incredible being one, that had bots looking out for me. Dude, these bots could not even eat. These bots could not even get through the system, whether it's payment errors, whether the site was crashing. So the controversy stems like, was there actually 17K shirts? How many actually were allotted for friends and family? And nobody on my timeline got through. Nobody got one. There's some people that have retweeted some shit of people that I have no idea who they are that maybe got one, but what a shitty drop, man, for all the meaning and all the good that was happening with this box logo. I don't know of anybody in the chat, any of our people, any of our followers, any of my friends, nobody got one of these. So I think the controversy just is really Supreme's website still sucks. Bots couldn't even really get through, except the ones that probably did get it that are spending thousands of dollars on their bots. It was just a shitty release, man. It just goes to show you, like, instead of being happy and excited for this box logo and the things that it means and the donations that are happening, like nobody was ever going to see this shirt really. And that happened yet again. And I think it's just unfortunate. We talked about it last cast. I think it was just like, why can't we just make 1 million of these? Why can't we just make, 500,000? Why can't we just make, 100,000?
Yeah, just a super crazy amount. Let everyone get them and then donate all that money, man. Like if you're making it for a cause, do the opposite of what you do just one time. You do the limited shit every single time. You make people struggle for it every time. How about this time you just let everyone cop that wants to cop? And if it still has resale, that's fine because we produced 1.5 million of them. So it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? We did our part. We gave out 1.5 million shirts. If it still has resale, we can't help that. But we are now donating all of this money that we made to the COVID relief effort. And it's a lot more money than from 10,000 shirts or 5,000 shirts or 20,000 shirts or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the crazy thing was, I don't know if you saw what they were reselling for that same day.
No, it wasn't.
StockX, anywhere from like 680 all the way to 800, depending on the time of day that you hit it. And dude, they were selling. They were flying off of StockX. Now, StockX was cool enough to actually donate. I can't remember how much of the proceeds of the sale, but they are donating at least some of the proceeds. I know that for sure of the sales of that COVID box box logo shirt. So that's cool. So they're in the game. I like that. I can appreciate that. But damn, dude, they were still selling for 600 or more, and people were buying the shit out of it, man. It was crazy.
Sounds like Supreme took them all to resale. and they're trying to generate that money to donate. If they're going for 800 a pop, they're going to be able to raise way more money.
Could be.
If they were to do it that way, but I heard StockX. Did you see the note from StockX?
Yeah.
StockX is donating all proceeds.
Is it all proceeds? I couldn't remember if it was all proceeds.
That's what I saw. We believe in. They said we believe in the. Here, let me get the official statement for you. StockX statement on Supreme COVID.
I saw something about how they're handling COVID-19, but that's not the same thing, right?
No. All right. So check this out.
Supreme box logo tees that gave back.
All right.
No.
So check this out. With the release of the Supreme COVID-19 tee featuring a Murakami collab, the brand is doing what it can do to help during the crisis, and so are we. A Supreme COVID-19 relief tee has been rumored to release for weeks now, and this week the tee is officially coming, and it's better than anyone could have expected. Supreme COVID-19 release, blah 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 blah, all this nonsense. Supreme COVID-19 relief tee will release Friday, April 24th. Proceeds of the tees sold on StockX will be donated to charity. See the tee below. So great point, Dow. It says proceeds. Does not say all before it. Just says proceeds. Doesn't say how much. Doesn't say a percentage of the proceeds. That's very misleading because usually they'll give you this much percentage. Usually they'll give you all. Right here, they're just saying proceeds. The hell is that, man? Why are these fools always shady? Yeah. Even when you're trying to do some good shit, you fools are always doing some bad shit.
See, and I just found that email as well. And then I look a little bit deeper. I went to StockX and they have a big like Supreme Murakami COVID-19 relief box logo. And here in the small print, if you click on that, it does say Supreme will donate 100% of the proceeds to charity in support of youth and families facing homelessness during COVID-19 crisis. StockX has also pledged to donate proceeds from the box logo to charity. So yeah, again, it says Supreme will donate 100%, but it does not say the percentage of StockX even on this small print.
Thanks for donating 5%, StockX, you fucks. Fucking hate that company, dude. They're such a pile of shit.
Yeah.
We're never getting a sponsorship. Dude, I wish Springsteen was working there so he could be stealing shoes for me.
Well, I have a little bit of an update. There's I don't know if this is backdooring, but let's see if I could share this. Because it says undisclosed recipients. So this is Ben Baller's Instagram. And he has a notification. Where is it?
Like an email confirmation?
So if you see there, it says undisclosed recipients. And he blocked who it's from. I do see that. And then it says your payment has been processed. So that doesn't look like, does that look like a standard Supreme? Or is it just?
No, that looks way different.
Yeah, they would have like their logo and stuff like that. So
that looks like supremely underrated. That's like the email you'd get from that.
Even ours has more detail than that, though.
Yeah, no
right.
Shit.
Yeah, no shit. Shortchanging us.
It looks like there was a little bit of, he still paid for it, but people are getting taken care of.
Yeah, it's hard telling, man. That just makes you frustrated because you're like, is he friends and family? Is he not? I mean, Ben Baller obviously verified, big guy in the culture. I guess. But,
him and Murakami are pretty tight too. They did a couple collabs together. So
neighborhood. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm good.
At TTF, am I too late to remind you of the local story that relates to this? That's right. Him and I were talking about this on Twitter. I was venting my frustration. Neighborhood and I were talking. I was like, dude, this reminds me of something that just happened in my community here locally. And I was just too much to type and too much to tweet back. But I was like, yo, I don't know if you guys heard this story. This happened. Me and my girl were like, how ridiculous is this? Because it's people that are out of touch. And it reminds me of StockX. It reminds me of Supreme. And it's like, what? We're doing good. We're trying to do good. Meanwhile, they're not, they're so out of touch with trying to do good the way they're trying to do it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So a local person here in Colorado went around and bought gift cards to tons of restaurants. And we're talking tens of thousands of gift cards. I think almost like probably around 100 G's in gift cards.
Oh, wow.
Then guess what they did with these gift cards? They went and distributed them out in the community to people. I was like, oh, it's badass, right? Sick.
Yeah.
Put them in gift bags and just left them on people's porches. Said, hey, share with your family and friends. Here's $1,000 worth of gift cards to these restaurants. Yeah, dude, just dropping thousands of dollars of gift cards on people's doorsteps in the community. Guess what they did this at? Wash Park. They dropped the gift cards in the communities in Wash Park. If you're unfamiliar with Colorado, Wash Park is one of the richest neighborhoods in Colorado. So this just reminded me of the same bullshit, the same out of touch bullshit, where it's like, what? We're doing good. So they are, in a way. They went and supported all these businesses and bought $100,000 worth of gift cards and spent a rich person that probably lives in Wash Park that's just very out of touch with what the real world is, went and bought a bunch and was like, I'm just going to share with my community. This is great. But to everyone else, it just looks like, what are you doing? Those people don't need those gift cards.
The rich get richer. That's all it is.
They especially $1,000 worth of gift cards. We got soup kitchens. We got people out here that can't go buy groceries, and you're distributing thousands of dollars worth of gift cards in one of the richest neighborhoods in the state. Like, just reminded me of the same shit, dog. So thank you, neighborhood, for reminding me of that story.
Dang, I was gonna do some Daryl Hall and Oates.
Little out of touch, out of time.
Yeah, nice.
I knew it.
Good one.
I knew it. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I have on that. Very disappointing. Misha said my boy copped 6 mediums with bots. The bot mech hit. I don't know if it's mech or MEK, but either way.
Well, Misha, if your boy got you one, we'd love to show it on the cast.
Love to see. I would love that. All right, Dal. Let's
want to see the shoes.
Before you show the shoes, have you seen a release date on the strawberry coughs? I put this on my social media. Yankee Kicks has got the pair, so we know they're coming. We know they're around the corner. If you don't follow Yankee Kicks on IG, the guy has every single pair of shoes super early. And not only does he have the shoes, he shows you video of the shoes. He shows you pictures of the shoes. Then he puts the shoes on feet and shows you video. And he takes pictures on feet. He runs the whole gamut of new shoes. This guy gets every shoe on Instagram. So Yankee Kicks, the strawberry coughs is a shoe I need. I don't know. I'm asking you and everyone else, have you seen a definitive release date? Because I have not. And I need all the raffles. I need every raffle in a size 12.
There is no definitive release date. I've heard between June and July at some point, but there is no definitive release on that yet.
Yeah, guy, look at it. We need those in the I definitely need those. They on his page, he shows the laces they come with. Dude, they come with this super bright, kind of bright, like orange pair of laces. They come with the red ones that are in it, and then they come with a green pair. So, there you go, right there. So you got that's kind of what the lace setup looks like. Look at those insoles. Just
the insoles are so fresh, for sure.
So ill. So yeah, definitely that's a pair. That's a must have for me. I love that the back is that super hairy. The green part is that super hairy suede. And then the front is like almost like ostrich skin, ostrich leather. You know how they make ostrich boots? If you can zoom in on that red part on the side panel, it's made to kind of like the
Dr. Feelgoods almost.
Yes, dude. Yes. But it reminds me of Chingo Bling. Taking it back to some Texas rap.
That's tight.
Yeah. So yeah, dude, I really am excited for that pair. That's a pair I really want to have. So other than that, if you guys don't have a release date, Dal, let's finish up. Show me the sneaks you got.
All right, man. I got to tell you, I was it's like a rebirth process, man, going with some Jordan 1 lows. I think lows look so sick. I'm gonna throw a couple pics on my IG here in the next day or two. So at Dal Palantonio, I'm gonna show you some fit pics with some Jordan 1 lows, and I'm gonna, you obviously know because you have the joints that you cut up. They look great, dude, with pants. They look great with shorts. They just look so sick. And a Bred colorway. I mean, you just can't not win with these. They are so sick. Now, what I would say, this leather reminds me a lot of like. Not quite as bad as like a 2012 leather, but it's not good. I took the shoe tree out of this.
What low is like, oh, that's great leather.
Like, look at this. Pretty stiff.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can kind of see that, but that colorway, having obviously the OG Nike Air on the tongue, super, super huge, right? The Wings logo on the back, red outsole. Dude, these are great because it's also like a sail midsole. You know what I mean? So it's not your typical white, which I really, really love because it just ages better. But what I've noticed on my pair already, so this was a dead stock pair, and I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it there? Can you see any sparkle or shimmer right there?
Real, faintly.
So we all know, right? With like some of the older pairs, like the Bred 2016, some of the shattered backboards, like depending on how you store them, they start getting that like shimmery glitter on them. Have you heard that?
No.
Oh, dude. And people don't know if it's the Jordan 1 box, if it's the paper that comes with the Jordan 1, but you get like this shimmery glitter. And there's a couple ways to obviously to clean it, but it just happens. We don't know if it's the leather. There's been so many YouTube videos on why it happens, but nobody really knows for sure. But some of these pairs between like 2012 and all the way up to like what we have today, after time, we'll get the shimmery glitter on them. This pair has some of that. I got them dead stock. I've already taken the insoles out because I always put my own insoles in there, but like super, super dead stock, no issues, but they have some of that shimmery glitter on them already.
Crazy.
So kind of bummed on that, but it's a great pair, dude. I love to have this for, I think it was like 200, I think it was like 210, 205, 215, something like that shipped. I think it's a great deal. Dead stock pair. This pair is only going to rise in value, especially with the Last Dance. I could probably put these insoles back, still sell them dead stock, and probably make money. You know what I mean? Right now. So
according to the Philly mayor, you should, because he said, I texted you, Dal. The Chicago low colorway came out in 2016, has awesome leather, and they switched to the regular Jordan 1 box, not like the one you got.
Right.
Look at that, Dal.
Because
want to just stuff those bad boys in there and throw them in the mail.
Because look at that. Not good.
Yeah, the old school, just the standard GR black outlet box.
Dang, Philly mayor. I don't know if I saw that text. I don't know if it got lost in translation. I'm gonna look back. When it's people I don't know, man, sometimes it just gets glazed over. Sorry about that, Philly mayor. I'm gonna get you back.
Dang.
And thank you for the knowledge, those Chicagos probably go for what, 500? They're expensive, I think.
I don't even know.
Even the lows are expensive. Yeah.
I don't even know. Yeah, very expensive.
Anything Chicago right now is popping.
Shit. All right, fellas. I think that covers everything. Damn, we're a little over time here. A little 11 minutes over, but oh wait, we got one more super. Did I get Socratic Mind on that? That super chat?
I don't think so.
$2.99. Shout out to Fail Beast for helping me cop some kicks. He helped you cop kicks, Socratic Word?
I thought you got that one, but
did I?
Yeah, I think you got that one. Yeah.
Maybe I glazed over it. What did he help you cop? Maybe I glazed over it. My bad, bro. It's probably looking at something else too. Trying to do the show, you know how it goes, bro. Yeah, 700 DS, slightly used on GOAT he said I got him slightly used on GOAT for 300. Philly Mayor. Look at that.
Oh, that's a hell of a deal.
That's a steely.
Shit, steely.
What were you gonna say?
Real quick story before we leave. Did you guys see that the Ball family has signed with Jay-Z's Rocnation?
I saw it on ESPN, but I just saw the headline. I didn't click it.
Yeah, so I mean, Rock La Familia has an all-new meeting as the Ball brothers are the newest members of the team as they join other notable athletes such as Kyrie Irving, Spencer Dinwiddie, and then Markelle Fultz from the Magic. The Raymond brothers will be representing the trio from Rocnation. So
is that Rocnation Sports or what?
Yeah, you got it. Yep, that's Jay-Z Sports infrastructure that he has. Now, this is interesting because LaMelo, the youngest out of the Ball brothers, right now, dude, you have every shoe company under the sun trying to knock on his door and get him to sign. He has not signed with the shoe company. Obviously, Big Baller Brand, they've moved past that. The dad still has Big Baller Brand. He's still trying to make that shit work, but the kids obviously aren't sponsored by him. So they've moved away out of that direction. I imagine LaMelo will probably sign with Nike. Most people that want the bag and want the notoriety are going to do that. But this makes it interesting because Jay-Z, obviously, with his former role with Puma basketball, you wonder if that's going to have any influence signing with Roc Nation. Now, I don't think Jay-Z is with Puma basketball anymore, but having that influence, being under that label, you wonder if that changes things at all. So be on the lookout to see if LaMelo and who he signs with. And if it's Puma, it's going to be very, very interesting, because of Jay-Z's ties of the past. So that's the biggest thing with the Melo brothers. We'll see who LaMelo signs with. And the three brothers are now under the Rocnation.
All three of them? Jello got a deal too?
Yeah, it looks like it. Yep.
Why did Jello get a deal? What's Jello getting paid for? Stop it. Jello's not hooping.
Yeah, it says LaMelo, Lonzo, and Jello are all.
No one's giving. That's the worst. They probably made. They were like,
it was
don't
probably
give
like
two unless Jello.
Yeah, it was
Jello's
a package deal. Like, all right.
Yeah. It's
we want all the balls.
Yeah. If you want two of them, you get the third one. We'll make you a great deal.
On all the balls. We missed it, but congrats to Kanye West on becoming a billionaire, according to Forbes.
I was gonna hit it on the next show. We got plenty of time. Got plenty of shows, guy. Don't worry. Taylor Toadvine, who's got some Bred ones, size 10.5 that they're looking to let go. Anybody out there? Anywhere in the chat? Hit up my man Taylor Toadvine.
No 10.5s over here.
Trying to sell some 10.5 Breds.
I try to get somebody to crash the chat, but didn't happen.
A little late. Maybe we'll have to have that on next time. Get somebody up on the Zoom, talk some shit.
Yeah, I just thought about it.
Dude, I've been meaning to get Rack on, but I want to be prepared to that guy's a legend in the game. I want to make sure I'm prepared to interview him and have good questions and have a good conversation. Right. So that's something that I've been pushing out a little bit to make sure we're prepared, but I would love to do that at some point as well. And maybe that's something we can do kind of as a one-off. If we go to one show a week or whatever, we can kind of just record that, put it in the can, and then upload it as like a dope interview. We're gonna have that shit live,
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
So maybe that's something we can look into doing too. We'll find out more as soon as I know what's up with the job, then we can start putting some plans in place.
Dope.
So
for sure.
All right, fellas. Well, take it easy. We'll update you guys. Keep it locked to the socials. We'll update you guys on what's going on with the show. I assume there will be a show Thursday at some point. Like I said, keep it locked to the socials for the time. I will try to schedule the live on YouTube for the time as soon as I know the time there as well. So if you want to know the time, we're going to go live on Thursday. It may be normal time. It may not, but I'm just saying, if you want to be for sure, check the YouTube channel and it'll be scheduled, or check the socials. You'll see it there.
Dope.
All right. Cool. Sounds good, fellas. All right. I'll talk to you guys on, see you fools sometime on Thursday.
On Thursday.
Later.
Later.